This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one strike away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions. Line butt up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch, and for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome into Santander Stadium here in York, Pennsylvania, where tonight the Long Island Ducks take on the York Revolution in an interdivision matchup of the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball. Well, hello everybody, my name is Mark Schwartz and welcome into the broadcast booth as the Ducks wrap up their 6-game road trip tonight and wrap up a long stretch in which they played 16 of 19 games on the road. Overall, this season, the Ducks enter tonight's ballgame with a 51-49 record, 2 games above 500, while the York Revolution overall this season, 41-29. Well, that was in the first half, actually. The Revolution overall this season are 58-43. In the second half, these are two teams that are facing different problems that they have to work around. The one for the Revolution, not really necessarily a problem, works out in their favor, is that the Revolution have already clinched a playoff spot in the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball after they took the first half of the Freedom Division with a 41-29 overall record. The Ducks, on the other hand, have been traveling in a different direction, specifically here in the second half. Long Island had a very strong first half in which they were 40-29. It was the third best record in the Atlantic League in the first half. The Ducks then won the first 2 games of the second half, and at that time were a season-high 13 games above 500. But since that point, it's been tough sledding for Long Island. Currently 11-20 in the second half, now in 4th place in the Liberty Division second half standings. Currently, the Somerset Patriots are in first place with a 20-12 record. The Patriots already lost earlier today to the Sugar Land Skeeters 8-2, a score that really doesn't help the Ducks too much because even though it keeps Long Island within shouting distance of the Patriots, the Ducks still 8.5 back in 4th place in the Liberty Division. A tall mountain to climb for Long Island, whereas on the other hand, their best opportunity to make the postseason probably rests along the wild card standings, as with Sugar Land's win today, they're still in first place in the Freedom Division, as they're currently now a game and a half up on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and York Revolution, while the Lancaster Barnstormers are 2 back in 4th place. So if the Skeeters were to hold on to their division lead, Long Island would just need to leapfrog the Barnstormers, who have lost their last 2 games, to keep Long Island even closer to them. The Ducks currently 3.5 games behind the Barnstormers for the final playoff spot in the Atlantic League. So while the Ducks have struggled here in the second half, they're still very much in contention to try to make this postseason with over a month of baseball left to be played. We mentioned earlier that the Ducks are in the middle, or at the end, I should say, of a very long road trip. This is only a 6-game road trip, but they've played now 16 of their last 19 games on the road. After tonight, the Ducks head home to Bethpage Ballpark to begin a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Skeeters, a very important series there for Long Island, and then 3 against the Somerset Patriots as well. It begins a stretch in which Long Island plays 23 of their last 39 games at home. So the Ducks will look to turn to the friendly confines of Bethpage Ballpark to try to help them get back on the right foot and get back into the playoff picture. Long Island has lost the last 2 games here at Santander Stadium to the York Revolution, both by 1-run scores. On Saturday night, it was a very difficult 2-1 loss for the Ducks, a game in which Bobby Blevins, the starting pitcher for Long Island, carried a shutout into the bottom of the 8th inning. And last night, another difficult loss for the Ducks as they fell to the Revolution by a final score of 5-4. We'll get into that ball game as well as check out the pitching matchup for tonight's ballgame and dive a little deeper into the overall matchup between these two sides when we continue here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Hey Ducks fans, your recreation destination this year is The Rinks at Hidden Pond Park. The Rinks features 2 full-size ice rinks, a 97-acre summer day camp, a New York State licensed preschool academy, and a wide variety of birthday party options. Learn to skate, join one of many hockey leagues, swim in an Olympic-sized pool, and enjoy all the fun that The Rinks has to offer. Visit us today at 660 Terry Road in Hauppauge, or check us out online at therinks.com. The Rinks, your recreation destination.
And welcome back to Santander Stadium here in York, Pennsylvania. Mark Schwartz on the call. We have an overcast evening here at the ballpark, so we'll keep an eye out on the weather as we progress further through tonight. But the Ducks getting set for the final game of this 3-game series against the Revolution and the final game of this 6-game road trip. A road trip in which Long Island is currently 2-3 over the first 5 games. They took 2 out of 3 against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium earlier in the week. But Long Island has fallen on tougher times here against the Revolution in this series, a team in which Long Island has struggled against throughout the course of the entire season. In the first 16 games that these two teams have played against each other, the Revolution currently holding an 11-5 lead. We'll go over last night's ball game here as the Ducks fell to the Revolution by a final score of 5-4. Another difficult loss for the Ducks, another one-run loss to the Revolution. We'll get into that statistic a little bit later. But Long Island got off with a bang in last night's ball game as it was Jared Lansford on the mound for Long Island against Elaine Quijano for the Revolution, and the Ducks would get on the scoreboard early. Phelan Lentini in the top of the first inning led off the inning with a base hit. Brendan Harris then hit a base hit to left field to put runners at first and second. Lou Ford flew out to right field on a great diving catch made by Justin Green, but then Bill Hall walked after Lentini and Harris both stole third and second base respectively. That set up a bases-loaded opportunity for the number 5 batter in the order, Adam Bailey, and Bailey would deliver for the Ducks.
The Ducks, as a team with the bases loaded this season, are batting .396 with 5 grand slams in 96 at-bats. It's been a strong start to the year with the bases loaded as Bailey lifts one to deep left field here. Back goes Battle. He'll have to play it off the fence as it's gone. It's a grand slam for Adam Bailey here in the top of the first inning. Opposite field over the arch nemesis, and Long Island has taken a 4-0 lead.
So Adam Bailey
Valdez takes off and
Adam Bailey gets the scoring started for the Ducks in the top of the first inning as he lifts his 13th home run of the season over the left field fence. It was the first grand slam for Bailey, both this season and in his Ducks career, but 13th of the year and overall 6th grand slam of the season for the Flock. So Long Island would have a 4-0 lead in the top of the first inning, and Jared Lansford was working very well on the mound early on for the Ducks. He held the Revolution off the scoreboard through the first 4 innings of the ballgame, which helped extend the streak for Ducks starting pitchers to 31 consecutive innings, in which starting pitchers did not allow an earned run. In the meantime, the Ducks had a couple opportunities of their own to extend their lead against Elaine Quijano in the top of the second inning. It was Phelan Lentini drawing a 2-out walk, stealing second base. One of 2 steals on the evening for Phelan, one of 3 steals overall in the game for Long Island, but Lentini was stranded at second base. Again, the Ducks would threaten in the bottom of the 4th as it was Cody Puckett leading off with a base hit. Brandon Bantz would follow suit with a fielder's choice to put him at first base. Joash Brodin then doubled to put runners at second and third with just one away, but Dan Lyons struck out swinging, and Phelan Lentini grounded out to third base to retire the side and end the threat. And the Ducks offense would go silent after that point. In fact, the last 17 batters that Long Island would bring to the plate were all retired in order, dating back to that Brodin double with one out in the top of the fourth inning. So while the Ducks offense was getting silenced over the course of the rest of the ball game, the Revolution were making their way back into things. They would threaten in the bottom of the fourth, but Bryant Nelson would ground into a double play to retire the side. In the bottom of the fifth inning, however, the Revolution would get on the scoreboard against Jared Lansford. Tim Battle grounded out to short to begin the inning. Sean Smith then tripled to deep center field. Alberto Espinoza brought him home on a sacrifice fly. And the next two batters for the Revolution would get on base to threaten once again. It was Justin Green with a double and Wilson Valdez with an infield single. Travis Garcia would step to the plate, and it would be Garcia that would pop out as a nice play made by Joash Brodin to hold the Revolution off the scoreboard from creating any further damage.
And he makes the basket catch. Brodin pulls a Willie Mays and robs the Revolution of a run. Nice play made by Joash, and that holds this game at a 4-1 score through 5 innings.
So Joash Brodin makes a nice basket catch, ranging back from first base in shallow right field over the shoulder, and that holds the runners, strands the runners on base and keeps the Ducks in front 4-1. That score would hold into the bottom of the seventh inning in what would turn out to be Jared Lansford's last inning on the mound. He recorded the first out rather quickly, getting Sean Smith to fly out to right. Espinoza then singled up the middle. Justin Green walked to put runners at first and second. Wilson Valdez grounded out to the right side to advance the runners to second and third, respectively. And then Travis Garcia would be the last batter that Lansford would face as Garcia ripped a base hit into left field, scoring 2 and bringing the Revolution back within 1 run. Jared Lansford would come out of the ballgame. Josh Lansford would then enter, and in the first pitch that he threw, with the Ducks on top 4-3, he allowed a 2-run home run to Chad Tracy over the arch nemesis in straightaway left field, and that turned the Ducks' 4-3 lead into a 5-4 deficit. And that's all that the Revolution would need in the ballgame. They went down quietly in the bottom of the 8th, but again, the last 17 Ducks batters were retired in order by a combination of Elaine Quijano, Ian Durham, and Rami Lewis as the Ducks dropped last night's ballgame by a final score of 5-4. Elaine Quijano got the win. He improved to 9-6 on the season. Josh Lansford took the loss, dropped to 5-3, and Rami Lewis took his 27th save of the 2014 season. So the Ducks will look to turn things around tonight. They'll bring Sean Garceau to the mound, and he'll look to be the stopper for the Ducks and this 2-game losing streak. It'll be Garceau on the rubber for Long Island against Jorge Martinez for the York Revolution. Very interesting matchup between these two sides and these two pitchers, and we'll get into that as we progress further into the ball game. We'll take another break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and first pitch as the Ducks take on the York Revolution in the final game of this 6-game road trip and the finale of this 3-game series on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Life without Ducks Baseball.
Emily, quit texting. James, get off the iPad. Honey, pick a channel.
Life with Ducks Baseball. Beth Beach Ballpark is set. Quacker Jack is ready, and the flock is prepared to defend their title. All we need is you. For game times, promos, and tickets, visit liducks.com.
It's a blast. Now that's more like it.
Long Island Ducks Baseball. Life is better here.
Hey, this is pitcher Eric Neeson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey Ducks fans, your recreation destination this year is The Rinks at Hidden Pond Park. The Rinks features 2 full-size ice rinks, a 97-acre summer day camp, a New York State licensed preschool academy, and a wide variety of birthday party options. Learn to skate, join one of many hockey leagues, swim in an Olympic-sized pool, and enjoy all the fun that The Rinks has to offer. Visit us today at 660 Terry Road in Hauppauge, or check us out online at therinks.com. The Rinks, your recreation destination.
Life without Ducks baseball.
Emily, quit texting. James, get off the iPad. Honey, pick a channel.
Life with Ducks baseball. Bethpage Ballpark is set. Quackerjack is ready, and the flock is prepared to defend their title. All we need is you. For game times, promos, and tickets, visit liducks.com.
It's a blast. Now that's more like it.
Long Island Ducks baseball. Life is better here.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on Earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
And welcome back to Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Also live audio streaming at liducks.com. We're getting set for first pitch between the Long Island Ducks and the York Revolution in the final game of this 3-game series. As we set the lineup, first for the visiting Long Island Ducks, managed by Kevin Baez. The pitching coach is Steve Foucault, and the hitting coach is Lou Ford. A similar lineup to the one that the Ducks have brought out to the ballpark the last couple of nights. One exception, Jan Vasquez is the catcher for Long Island tonight, batting 8th. The rest of their lineup, it's Phelan Lentini leading off in right field. Brendan Harris bats second at third base. Lou Ford's number 3 batter in center field. The designated hitter is Bill Hall, and he will bat cleanup. Adam Bailey hits 5th, providing the lone 4 runs in the ballgame last night for the Ducks. Cody Puckett bats 6th over at second base. Joash Brodin hits 7th at first. Again, it's Jan Vasquez getting the start behind home plate tonight for Long Island. He'll hit 8th, and rounding up the order is Dan Lyons. On the mound for the Ducks tonight is Sean Garceau. And they'll all work against Jorge Martinez for the York Revolution. Martinez, the 6-foot, 220-pound right-handed starter from Cuba. He is 5-6 this season with a 3.57 ERA in 19 appearances, 16 starts for the Revolution. In 88 1/3 innings of work, he's allowed 85 hits while striking out 60 batters against 28 walks. So the Cuban native will step onto the mound and work against Phelan Lentini as we begin tonight's ball game. Again, we'll monitor the weather situation as the night progresses. There's a good amount of overcast here in York, Pennsylvania, and there's a storm system coming in. Hopefully it stays off, but we'll keep track of that as the night moves on. The first pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses outside to Phelan Lentini, and the count moves to 1-0. Martinez quickly from the windup, and the 1-0 to Lentini is popped up down the right field line, foul territory. Over is Chad Tracy. He had enough space, but he alligator-armed it as the ball lands in foul territory right in the bullpen for the Revolution, and the count moves to 1-1. Lentini's hitting .305 this season with 3 home runs and 46 runs batted in. He's been a leadoff batter pretty much all season long for the Ducks. And he'll look to get things started for Long Island tonight, as he's had a lot of success beginning ball games for the Ducks in this series against the Revolution. The 1-1 here to Lentini's lined over to second, and Ophelio Castro makes the catch on the fly for out number 1. So we'll set the defense now for the Revolution. In the outfield, moving from left to right, Eric Patterson returns to the lineup tonight. He'll man the station in left, Sean Smith in center, and Justin Green in right. Along the infield at third base, it's Travis Garcia. The shortstops Wilson Valdez, Ofelio Castro at second, Chad Tracy at first, and Alberto Espinoza behind home plate, catching for Jorge Martinez on the mound. First pitch here to Brendan Harris. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The Ducks tonight wearing their alternate orange jerseys with the script Ducks across the chest, and the teal numbers, gray pants, and a single-tone black hat with a black brim. The 0-1 to Harris is chopped up the middle over the head of Martinez. Valdez charges in and quickly flicks it on to first base in time for out number 2. Nice play there from Wilson Valdez, as it looked like that ball might have died along no man's land and give Harris an opportunity to reach on an infield single. But Valdez, who is very talented defensively, charged in and fielded the ball while simultaneously transferring it over to his hand and underhand flicking it onto first base for the second out. So 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Lou Ford, number 3 batter in the lineup tonight for Long Island. Starting center fielder, batting .332 this year with 12 home runs and 66 runs batted in. First pitch here to Ford is a fastball right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. Quijano from the windup. The 0-1. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And again from the windup, the 1-1. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Valdez will range over to his left, fields cleanly. The throw to first is a little low, but Tracy makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Ducks are set down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. We'll move to the bottom of the first, no score, on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated Paver Shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver Shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc paver, Nicoloc pavers, pave your way.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Fans, the Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quackerjack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union, serving members since 1916. Sean Garceau will step to the mound for Long Island for his first inning of work, and he'll work against a York Revolution lineup tonight that's managed by Mark Mason. The pitching coach is Paul Fletcher, and the third base coach / hitting coach is Anohel Polanco. Justin Green leads things off for the Revolution. Wilson Valdez bats second. Eric Patterson returns to the lineup batting third. Chad Tracy cleanup. Travis Garcia fifth. Ofelio Castro sixth. Sean Smith seventh. Steve Sokowski is the designated hitter for the Revolution tonight. It was the first time that the Ducks will see him this season. He's appeared in just 1 game so far for the Revs. He's batting 8th, and again is the designated hitter. And Alberto Espinoza rounds up the order for the Revolution, batting 9th. And he'll be behind home plate. So here's Justin Green to lead things off for the Revs, a .372 batter this year, 5 home runs and 26 runs batted in. First pitch swinging is Green, and he fouls off the fastball over the backstop out of play, 0-1. Garceau making his 21st appearance of the season, 19th start. Well, sorry, 20th start. He's 9-3 overall with a 5.26 ERA. As Green takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2. So the Ducks in their orange alternate jerseys, the Revolution in their traditional home white jerseys. As Green just takes a fastball off the plate. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a white jersey for the Revolution with white pants, a gold and navy blue underarm area with a black hat, single brim, single tone black brim. Here the fastball misses outside from Garceau again. And the count now moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garceau trying to parlay his success from his last time out into another successful outing tonight as Green breaks his bat, softly grounds it back to Garceau, who fields cleanly and fires it onto first base in time for the first out. Green always an important person to get out to begin the inning, considering how dangerous he is along the base paths. Here's another guy that's very dangerous along the base paths, Wilson Valdez, who made his first start since August 1st last night, returning to the lineup after missing about a week and a half, dealing with some personal issues. But he's back into the lineup tonight. A .298 batter this year with 1 home run and 24 runs batted in. Right-handed batter to work against the righty Garceau. Garceau from the windup. First pitch here to Wilson Valdez. A fastball let her high for a called strike, 0-1. Garceau stands at 6'1", 215-pound, right-handed starter from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. In his second season with the Ducks. It was a late-season acquisition last year. Helped play a large role in the team's eventual 2013 championship. Here he misses with a fastball inside to Valdez, 1-1. It's been a roller coaster season for Garceau, but he's trying to ride the up part of this roller coaster after a win earlier in this road trip. As the 1-1 fastball to Valdez misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Garceau, began the road trip with Long Island by tossing 6 innings of 1-run ball against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Wednesday morning at a camp day at Regency Furniture Stadium. Valdez asks for time just as Garceau begins his windup, and will have to readjust his batting gloves before stepping back in. The 2-1 from Garceau. Changeup drops in for a called strike. Had Valdez fooled, he checked his swing and his knee buckled, and the count runs even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But it was an important start the last time out for Garceau. He threw only 75 pitches to work through 6 innings of 1-run ball and get his 9th win of the season. Here the 2-2 misses outside, and the count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. At the time that Garceau was taken out of the ballgame, Long Island was leading it 6-1. They'd eventually take an 8-1 lead before winning the ballgame 8-4. The 3-2 here to Valdez at the knees for a called 3rd strike. First strikeout of the ballgame for Sean Garceau. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Eric Patterson. We're talking with Ducks manager Kevin Baez after Garceau's last start. He was taken out of the ballgame not for any injury issue or anything like that. He was pitching very well, but simply Baez wanted Garceau to leave the ballgame on a high note. The Ducks were leading and were in full control of the game. We brought Garceau out after 6 innings so he could finish off the start on a high note. Wound up working out well for Long Island as the first pitch to Patterson misses outside 1-0. As the Ducks eventually won the ballgame 8-4, and Garceau got his first win since June 26th. Here the left-handed hitting Patterson swings through the fastball, and the count moves to 1-1. Patterson hitting .301 this year with 13 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Had last night off, back into the lineup tonight as the 1-1 fastball misses inside, 2-1. In fact, the last time that Garceau had won a ball game for Long Island before his win earlier this road trip was against this Revolution team, as Patterson swings over the changeup and the count runs even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. That win came back on June 26th for Garceau. It was a game in which he started here at Santander Stadium against Jorge Martinez, coincidentally enough, as Patterson fouls off the fastball, and the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In that game, Garceau went 5 2/3 innings, allowing 6 hits, 3 runs all earned on 4 walks and 3 strikeouts, a game in which Long Island won 4-3. The 2-2 here to Patterson is lined into right field, falling quickly, and will land in front of Phelan Lentini for the first base hit of the ballgame. 2-out base hit from Eric Patterson continues the inning and will bring Chad Tracy to the plate. Tracy, one of the heroes from last night's ball game for the Revs, had a 2-out, 2-run home run over the arch nemesis in the bottom of the 7th inning on the first pitch he saw from Josh Lansford, which turned a Ducks 4-3 lead into a Revolution 5-4 lead. Tracy now with 14 home runs on the season. That leads the Revs, along with 70 runs batted in to lead the Revolution as well, and a .262 batting average. Right-handed batters, Garceau will work from the stretch for the first time tonight. First pitch swinging, lines it into center field, and that's going to drop in front of Lou Ford. Plays it on a hop and gets the ball back along the infield quickly. But consecutive 2-out base hits from Eric Patterson and Chad Tracy have given the Revolution an opportunity to jump on top of the Ducks early on in tonight's ball game. Patterson stopped at second on the play, so you have runners at first and second with 2 out, and Travis Garcia stepping in. Outfield will shade slightly towards left. Right-handed hitting Garcia at the plate against the righty Garceau. You have Patterson with excellent speed off of second base, and Tracy with solid speed off of first. First pitch from Garceau, changeup misses low, gets away from Vasquez. Patterson will take third base. It didn't get that far away from Jan, but far enough in which Patterson could take third base. It'll be officially ruled a wild pitch. Chad Tracy held at first on the play, so the Revolution now with runners on the corners and 2 away. The Ducks have scored first in each of the first 5 games of this road trip, including both games here at Santander Stadium, but it's the Revolution who are threatening here in the bottom of the first. Infield will play back with 2 away. Garceau comes set, he'll work from the stretch. 1-0 to Garcia, check swing, changeup missed low. The home plate umpire, Buzz Albert, might have signaled that he went around. He did. So it's a 1-1 count. Our umpires for tonight's ball game, it's Buzz Albert behind home plate, Joe LaBella at first, and Bill Reuter over at third. Ophilio Castro awaits on deck, but it's Travis Garcia here trying to give the Revs the lead. Garceau from the stretch, the 1-1. Fastball at the knees, outside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Great pitch there from Sean Garceau, exactly where he wanted to locate it. And Garcia's fallen behind in the count. Travis is a .278 batter this year with 11 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Patterson off of third, Tracy off of first. The 1-2 just misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saturday night, we didn't see a run until the top of the 7th inning when Dan Lyons' RBI single to center field gave Long Island a 1-0 lead. Yesterday, we saw runs early as Adam Bailey hit a grand slam in the top of the first. Here, Garcia grounds it over to second. Puckett gets in front, knocks it down, picks it up, and throws it on to first to retire the side. So Garceau works out of danger despite 2 consecutive 2-out base hits from Eric Patterson and Chad Tracy. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. No score between the Ducks and the Revs as we move to the top of the 2nd inning on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on Earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Labor is on the move.
They are the public Public Employees Federation.
They know it's time for workers to unite, to speak out, to demand government accountability for the way public services are delivered.
They provide healthcare services, mental health services, and services to the developmentally disabled.
They're the Public Employees Federation, PEF.
The problem-solving union. PEF is the union that cares for the community. Learn more at pef.org. PEF. Labor on the move.
Top of the second inning here at Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz on the call. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Also live audio streaming at liducks.com. Bill Hall will lead things off for Long Island in the top of the second. It'll be Hall, followed up by Adam Bailey and Cody Puckett against Jorge Martinez in his second inning of work. Jordan Garceau needed 23 pitches to work through that first inning against the Revs, but in doing so kept York off the scoreboard as Bill Hall, first pitch swinging, shatters his bat, but bloops a base hit into right center field, and the Ducks have a leadoff base runner on. So the price of a base hit for Bill Hall is a shattered bat, broken half. But Hall will take it. He'll lead off at first base, and that'll bring Adam Bailey to the plate. Left-handed batter, as Jorge Martinez will work from the stretch for the first time tonight. No runs now on 1 hit, no errors for Long Island. No runs on 2 hits and no errors for the Revs. York had a pair of 2-out base hits from Eric Patterson and Chad Tracy. Had runners at the corners with 2 out in the bottom of the first inning, but failed to score. Garceau was able to work out of danger as the first pitch here to Bailey is a fastball right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. Bailey now has his batting average on the season to .293, along with 13 home runs and 62 runs batted in. The 0-1 to Bailey. Fastball misses outside, 1-1. Bailey, of course, had the grand slam in the top of the first inning in last night's ballgame to give Long Island a 4-0 lead. His first grand slam of the season, 6th overall for the Ducks. The 1-1 here to Bailey is popped up, foul territory, third base side. Over for a look is Travis Garcia, but it will land about 6 rows deep in the stands, and the count moves to 1-2. The Ducks put up 4 runs in the top of the first in last night's ballgame on 3 hits and a walk. But overall in the ballgame would have 5 hits total. Were shut down over really the last 8 innings. They threatened in the 4th, but weren't able to capitalize. And then the last 17 Ducks batters in order were retired by a combination of Elaine Quijano, Ian Durham, and Rami Lewis. Here Martinez works from the stretch as Hall leads off at first base. The 1-2 to Bailey's a fastball that misses outside, 2-2. Overcast continuing to creep over here at Santander Stadium with the wind blowing from right field to left field. So even though it's only 6:53 local time, the lights are fully on here at the ballpark and are beginning to illuminate the field. The 2-2 here to Bailey is lined into left center field deep. Ranging back is Patterson. Warning track. He looks up and it's gone. An opposite field 2-run home run from Adam Bailey. His second opposite field home run in as many days. 14th of the season. And the Ducks are on top 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. Well, that time Bailey didn't need to go over the arch nemesis. Instead, he went immediately to the right in left center field where the fence is only 8 feet high. Perfectly placed 2-run home run from Adam Bailey. And the Flocker in front 2-0 here in the top of the second. 14 home runs now for Bailey on the season, 64 runs batted in. And for the 6th straight game, the Ducks have scored first as Puckett rips the first pitch base hit into right field. And the Ducks are now swinging the bat well against Martinez. That's 3 hits overall in this inning. Still nobody retired in the top of the second, and it'll bring up Joash Brodin. Well, last night, it was Adam Bailey with an opposite field grand slam over the 30-foot high fence and straightaway left field, which gave the Ducks a 4-0 lead in the first. Here in his first at-bat, which comes in the top of the second inning, he goes opposite field again, but perfectly positioned immediately to the right of the arch nemesis, about maybe 4 feet to its right as Martinez will throw to first and Puckett back standing safely. And because it was 4 feet to the right, it was able to get out for a home run. If it had stayed to the left, then it just probably would have been a double off the wall. As the first pitch here to Brodeen's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. Joe Ash hitting from the left side, a switch hitter, working against the righty Martinez. Puckett leads off of first, a conservative lead. The 0-1 here to Brodeen misses low and outside, 1-1. So Bill Hall had a first pitch base hit to right center field. Adam Bailey lifts a 2-run home run to left center. And then Cody Puckett, first pitch swinging in his at-bat, rips an opposite field base hit to right, as Martinez will throw over to first, and Puckett back standing safely. Ducks trying to end a 2-game losing skid here. They've dropped both games of this series to the Revolution so far, and are now 2-3 overall on this road trip. Looking to draw even before heading home to Bethpage Ballpark after the game. Brodeen takes a changeup on the outside corner for a strike 1-2. Brodeen hitting .247 this year with 5 home runs, 46 runs batted in for the third-year Duck. 1-2 from Martinez, swung on and lined foul down the left field line. Again, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. The Ducks are at the end now of a stretch in which they played 16 of 19 games on the road. In the first 18 games of this stretch, the Ducks are 9-9. And are 7-8 on the road. They took 2 of 3 against the York Revolution at Bethpage Ballpark last weekend, as Brodeen takes a fastball off the plate here, and the count runs even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ducks overall this season on the road are 22 and 26 and 27. 1 game under 500. They're 25 and 22 over in Central Islip, as Martinez throws over to first. And Puckett back standing safely. Martinez from the stretch here, the 2-2 pitch to Brodeen. Fastball grounded softly over to short. Valdez fields to second for 1, the turn to first. In time for a 6-4-3 double play. Castro bobbled that ball initially on the transfer, but was still able to get it over to first in time to beat Brodeen. So now 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the second. And that'll bring Jan Vasquez to the plate for his first at-bat of this series. Vasquez, another switch hitter for the Ducks. They have consecutive switch hitters batting 7th and 8th in the order tonight. A .216 batter overall this year with 2 home runs and 15 runs batted in. Martinez now can work from the windup. The first pitch here to Jan. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. Brandon Bant started the first 2 games of this series behind home plate for Long Island. Went 0 for 7 in the process, reaching once on a hit batsman. Here Vasquez swings through the changeup, and the count quickly moves to no balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 Ducks lead here in the top of the second inning on a 2-run opposite field home run from Adam Bailey. His second in as many nights, 14th of the season. The 0-2 here to Vasquez, misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vasquez in his first year with the Flock. The 1-2 pitch from Martinez. Misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jan, of course, was acquired earlier this season by Long Island in a trade straight up with the Camden River Sharks of the Atlantic League for second-year Duck Ryan Strebe. Strebe got off to a slow start with Long Island. The Ducks were struggling at the catcher's position early in the season, so they executed the trade, but here Vasquez swings through the fastball for strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Jorge Martinez, and that will retire the side, but not before Long Island takes a 2-0 lead. 2 runs on 3 hits, including a 2-run home run from Adam Bailey, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the second inning with the Flock in front, 2-0 here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Bobby Blevins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
It's your money, and you have the power to save it. Make a few simple changes, and you can use less electricity and save real money. By installing Energy Star light bulbs and products for your home, you can save hundreds of dollars each year. At PSEG Long Island, we're working hard to serve you in the way you deserve. check out our energy-saving tips and tools at pseggliny.com/save money.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Welcome back here to Santander Stadium in York, Pennsylvania. Mark Schwartz on the call on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball. Fans, every double play that the Ducks turn this season is presented by the New York State Public Employees Federation, PEF, the problem-solving union providing healthcare services, mental health services, and services to the developmentally disabled. New York State Public Employees Federation, the union that cares for the community. First pitch to Ophelio Castro, leading things off for the Revs, is fouled off down the first base line out of play, 0-1. It'll be Castro followed by Sean Smith and Steve Sulkowski due up for the Revs. Fastball here from Garceau misses inside, 1-1. Revolution had a pair of two-out base hits in the bottom of the first inning as Castro here flies one out to shallow right. Puckett's underneath it in fair territory, makes the catch for out number 1. So one away, and that'll bring up Sean Smith. That'll bring up, well, Sean Smith. But in that bottom of the first inning, Sean Garceau was able to escape danger using 23 pitches to work in and out of that damage done by the Revolution, when he forced Travis Garcia to ground out to second base to retire the side. So here Sean Smith will step to the plate with one out, nobody on in the bottom of the second inning. Garceau works from the windup. First pitch here to Smith. Curveball drops in for a called strike, 0-1. You know Garceau is pitching with confidence when he breaks off his curveball for a first pitch in the at-bat. Oftentimes he'll use his curveball as his primary pitch and the fastball as a complement to that curveball. Here the fastball misses outside from Garceau. There is an appeal down to first base on the check swing from Sean Smith, but Joe Labella was looking down as Buzz Albert was pointing his way, and Albert just decided, I'm not going to point at you anymore, and canceled the appeal as the fastball misses outside, 2-1. Labella was staring at the dirt in between pitches. Albert must have pointed in his direction for about 5 seconds, but Labella made no motion, and Albert just decided to stop pointing at his way and continue the ball game as Smith fouls off the fastball here, and the count moves to 2-2. Smith hitting .221 this year with 6 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Bats 7th in the order for the Revolution tonight. 3rd different spot in the order in which he has hit this series. Batted 2nd on Saturday night. Last night he hit 8th and now 7th. Here he flares one over to right field, and that's going to drop in front of Phelan Lentini for a base hit. 3rd hit of the ball game for the Revolution. And now a dangerous base runner for the Revs as Sean Smith has 26 stolen bases this year. That's 2nd most on the team, 3rd most in the league. So Joe Ash-Brodin will hold him on at first, as Steve Sulkowski will step in. The designated hitter for the Revs tonight, playing in only his 2nd game of the season. He's 1 for 3 at the plate so far in the Atlantic League this year. Right-handed batter working against the righty Garceau. From the stretch will throw over to first, and Sean Smith dives back in safely. Sulkowski listed as a catcher / first baseman. Here he takes a fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Earlier this season, played with Rio Grande Valley White Wings of the United Leagues baseball. Hit .304 in 47 games in that league with a home run and 25 runs batted in. Here he skies one to the right side of the infield. Cody Puckett's underneath it, stares into the overcasted sky and makes the catch for the second out. So Solkoski is retired. Now 2 out and runner at first for Alberto Espinoza. Espinoza had a nice game last night for the Revs. Went 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and a run scored. Has his batting average now up to 174 on the season. A right-handed batter. He's been splitting time behind home plate with Angel Flores since Salvador Paniagua was placed on the injured reserve list, or the inactive list, I should say. Here Garceau will make a snap throw over to first, and Smith dives back in safely. The Revolution have 4 catchers listed on their roster: Espinoza, Flores, Paniagua, and Solkoski. Of course, Paniagua on the inactive list. Garceau freezes on the mound momentarily. First pitch to Espinoza is fouled off over the backstop, out of play. 0-1. Again, clouds continuing to creep over here in York, Pennsylvania. There's a storm system right now to our southwest, and it's a pretty large system. Not a lot of yellow or red, so it might not be like torrential thunderstorms, but certainly rain on the way as Espinoza lifts a base hit into right center field. Smith will stop at second base as Phelan Lentini got to the ball quickly. But the third consecutive at-bat for Espinoza in which he's recorded a base hit, and the second consecutive inning in which York has had 2 hits against Sean Garceau. Runners at first and second with 2 out, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order and Justin Green. Green grounded out to Garceau to begin the bottom of the first inning, shattered his bat in the process. So now he has a new piece of lumber, a right-handed batter against the righty Garceau from the stretch. First pitch to Green, a curveball drops in for a strike, 0-1. And a delayed steal from Sean Smith catches the Ducks off guard. Smith takes third base. Well, I'll admit that caught myself off guard as well. Vasquez threw the ball back to the pitcher Garceau. I look down for a second, I look up, and Smith is sliding in safe at third base. Of course, the ball's always in play when a catcher's throwing it back to the pitcher. Smith timed that one perfectly. And now the Revolution have runners on the corners with 1 away. With two away, excuse me. As the 0-1 to Green is a slider that misses outside. 1-1. It's the 27th stolen base of the season for Sean Smith. And now you can be rest assured that throughout the rest of the ballgame, Jan Vasquez will be throwing bullets back to Sean Garceau on the mound. And certainly be cognizant of the runners on base. Here Green asks for time. It's granted to him by the home plate umpire, Buzz Albert. You now have Smith leading off of third base and Espinoza off of first with 2 out, and the Ducks on top 2-0. Curveball here to Green, misses upstairs, 2-1. Adam Bailey gave Long Island the lead in the top of the second inning with an opposite field 2-run home run. Garceau looking to put up a 0 in the corresponding frame, keep Long Island in front. The 2-1 here to Green. Fastball outside corner for a called strike. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. The Revolution had runners on the corners with 2 out in the bottom of the first inning, but failed to capitalize when Travis Garcia grounded out to second. Garceau looking for similar success here in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice loop and breaking ball there from Sean Garceau. Gets Justin Green out in front, and that retires the side. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. Ducks still lead 2-0 as we move to the top of the third on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Ducks fans, your recreation destination this year is The Rinks at Hidden Pond Park. The Rinks features 2 full-size ice rinks, a 97-acre summer day camp, a New York State licensed preschool academy, and a wide variety of birthday party options. Learn to skate, join one of many hockey leagues, swim in an Olympic-sized pool, and enjoy all the fun that The Rinks has to offer. Visit us today at 660 Terry Road in Hauppauge, or check us out online at therinks.com. The Rinks, your recreation destination.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Top of the third inning here at Santander Stadium in York, Pennsylvania. Mark Schwartz on the call on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. We're also live audio streaming at liducks.com. Jorge Martinez comes back out for the top of the third as he'll work here against the 9-1-2 batters for Long Island. Dan Lyons will lead things off, followed by Phelan Lentini and Brendan Harris. Martinez has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, no walks, and a strikeout through the first 2 innings, highlighted by an opposite field 2-run home run from Adam Bailey. Second consecutive day in which Bailey has hit a multi-run home run in his first at-bat. Yesterday it was a grand slam in the top of the first. Here it's a 2-run home run in the top of the second. So with the Ducks on top 2-0, Dan Lyons will lead off against Martinez, who works from the windup. First pitch to Dan. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Lions hitting .270 this year with 3 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Started each game of this series at shortstop. The 0-1. Swung on and blooped along the infield left side. In comes Wilson Valdez. He calls off Travis Garcia, and he makes the catch for the first out. So 1 away now in the top of the third, and that'll bring Phelan Lentini to the plate, who lined out to second base in his first at-bat. Lentini had begun both Saturday night's ballgame and last night's ballgame with base hits, but failed to do so tonight, as a slider here misses inside 1-0. Lentini went 1 for 5 Saturday, and yesterday went 1 for 3 with a run scored, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. The 1-1 now to Phelan is lined down the right field line, slicing out of play, and it will land out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lentini stole 2 bases in last night's ball game without being caught stealing, and now is 40 for 40 along the base paths this year. Continues to lead the league both in steals and in stolen base percentage. The 1-1 to Lentini is lifted deep left field. Back goes Patterson, warning track. He looks up, and it's gone! A solo home run from Phelan Lentini. His 4th of the season, the 2nd home run of the ball game, and Long Island is on top 3-0 here in the top of the third. That's Lentini's 3rd road home run of the season. He's now hit 1 here at York, 1 in Lancaster, and 1 in Southern Maryland. A towering blast over the arch nemesis, and the Flocker in front 3-0 here in the top of the third. 47th run batted in of the season now for Lentini as well, as the first pitch here to Brendan Harris on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Well, Adam Bailey gave the Ducks the lead with a 2-run blast in the second. Lentini adds to it with a solo home run here in the third. A no-doubter off the bat of Phelan Lentini, as now Harris will ask for time, and it's granted to him by Buzz Albert. So the Ducks with multiple home runs already in this ballgame as Harris takes the slider outside for a ball, 1-1. It's the first time that Long Island has had multiple home runs in a game since August 1st, when both Cody Puckett and Brendan Harris went deep against the Camden River Sharks. As here, Harris lines one foul down the right field line, and the count moves to 1-2. It's Lentini's first home run since August 4th. Hit a solo home run against the Revolution back at Bethpage Ballpark as Harris rips one into the gap in left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit and one-hop the wall. Harris rounds first. He'll arrive standing safely at second base with a one-out double. It's now the 5th hit of the ball game for the Ducks. They've come out guns a-blazing so far. And it'll be Harris leading off of second base with one away for the middle of the order and Lou Ford. Well, Harris ripped that one into left center field, perfectly splitting the gap between Patterson in left and Smith in center. So the Ducks already holding a 3-0 lead, looking for more. And by the way that the first 2 games of this series have gone, you can never have enough insurance runs. Lou Ford will step to the plate now. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short back in the first. Now Martinez will ask for time. It seems like Martinez and Espinoza have had some struggles communicating in the early goings of this ball game. Multiple times he's had to step off the mound. First pitch here to Ford's a slider that misses low, 1-0. Lou went 0 for 4 from the plate last night. Had a 2 for 4 performance on Saturday against the Revs, including a pair of stolen bases. The 1-0 here to Lou, misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Bailey leads off of second base now after his one-out double, and that continues an impressive streak for Brendan Harris. He's now reached base safely in 33 of the last 34 games as Ford swings through the fastball, and the count moves to 2-1. The lone exception in that streak came back on August 4th against York, but it's a streak that dates back to July 1st. In these now 33 games, Harris has hit safely in 27 of them, including the last 6 consecutively. The 2-1 here to Ford is swung on and missed, 2-2. So Harris leads off of second base with Lou Ford at the plate, who last night played in the 1,000th game in his minor league career. Now playing in 1,001. Right-handed batter against the righty Martinez from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. The 2-2 to Ford is grounded sharply to second, and Castro can't make the backhanded play. It rolls into center field. Harris will round third and come home and score, and the Ducks are now on top 4-0. It'll be given a base hit to Lou Ford. So that's his first hit of the ball game and gives him now 67 runs batted in this season. An RBI single for Lou, second run of the inning, 4th of the ball game, and the Ducks are in front 4-0. Well, it was a tough chance for Ophilio Castro at second base, and now we'll have a meeting on the mound with the pitching coach, Paul Fletcher. It was hit sharply to Castro's right. He tried to make the backhanded stop, and it went under his glove. It was hit sharply. It's ruled a single here for Lou Ford. So the Ducks will take that, and they're on top 4-0 here. 4 runs on 6 hits for Long Island, no runs on 4 hits. And the Revolution here using one of their 3 timeouts of the ball game. No pitching change will be made. Jorge Martinez will remain in the ball game. He's already allowed 4 runs here and still has just 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Ducks with 3 consecutive hits off of Martinez after Dan Lyons popped out to the shortstop Wilson Valdez to begin the inning. Lentini lifted a solo home run over the fence in left field. Brendan Harris with a double to left center, and Lou Ford with an RBI base hit up the middle. So now Ford will lead off of first base, and Martinez will throw over. Bill Hall at the plate here for Long Island. He had a broken bat base hit to right center field his first time up. Came around to score on the 2-run home run from Adam Bailey. Martinez from the stretch, and the slider misses outside to Hall. 1-0. It's now the 2nd consecutive game in which Long Island has held a 4-0 lead against the Revs. The Revolution came back in last night's ball game with a run in the bottom of the 5th and 4 in the bottom of the 7th to win the ball game by a final score of 5-4. The 1-0 here to Hall misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Lou Ford now with 67 runs batted in on the season. He remains among league leaders. He has been leapfrogged momentarily by both Eric Patterson and Chad Tracy of the Revolution as Martinez throws over to first and Ford back standing safely. Ford's 67 runs batted in are now 4th most in the Atlantic League. Tracy leads the league with 70 as Hall swings through the changeup, 2-1. Cole Garner of the Lancaster Barnstormers is in 2nd with 69 runs batted in. Patterson 3rd with 68. Ford is 4th now with 67, but the interesting player to ring up the top 5 is Adam Bailey. After his grand slam yesterday and his 2-run home run earlier today, as Hall swings through the slider and the count moves to 2-2. Adam Bailey now with 64 runs batted in on season. That's 5th most in the Atlantic League. Jorge Martinez trying to work his way out of further danger. He'll work from the stretch as Hall steps in. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and blooped to shallow center. Sean Smith will race in, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So 2 out now and a runner at first base here in the top of the 3rd, and Adam Bailey will step to the plate. Has now had 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in his last game and at bat. He went 1 for 4 last night with that grand slam in the first. He's 1 for 1 so far today with the 2-run home run in the second. Rain continuing to get closer here to Santander Stadium, so it's in the Ducks' best interest if they work quick innings, as they currently lead 4-0. We got to get through the bottom of the 5th with this score holding true to make this ball game official, as Bailey takes a changeup on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Again, it doesn't look like the storm's going to be too bad, but it is in the future here. It's on its way towards York, as the 0-1 of Bailey's grounded softly over to second. In front of it is Castro. He'll make the play onto first base in time to retire the side. But the Ducks had 2 more runs on 3 hits with no errors and 1 runner left on base. Ducks lead 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the 3rd on Long Island's on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is right-handed pitcher Josh Lansford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, I'm former Major Leaguer John Franco. Growing up in Brooklyn, I dreamed of playing professional baseball. My dad, a city employee, worked hard so I could live out that dream. The team at MCU is a lot like my dad. They're New Yorkers you can count on, and they'll work hard to help you reach your financial goals.
Municipal Credit Union has a full range of financial services that make sense in today's economy. Join today. Call 1-866-JOIN-MCU or visit nymcu.org.
MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire 15th anniversary season through live chats with Ducks players and exclusive video clips. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Life is better here.
And welcome back here to Santander Stadium, bottom of the 3rd inning between the York Revolution and the Long Island Ducks. Hey, Ducks fans, the final out at the top of the 3rd was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO, or visit geico.com. First pitch to Wilson Valdez here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, 1-0. It'll be Valdez followed by Eric Patterson. And Chad Tracy due up here for the Revs as the fastball's in there for a strike, 1-1. Change up here from Garceau, gets away from him, and it stays upstairs. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Valdez struck out looking back in the 1st inning. One of 2 strikeout victims against Garceau so far. Dangerous batter, an even more dangerous base runner. The 2-1. Curveball swung on and missed. And the count runs even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice breaking ball there from Garceau. Got Valdez well out in front. Same pitch that he got Justin Green out on, swinging to end the bottom of the second inning. 2-2 pitch here to Valdez is lined down the right field line. That's going to stay fair for an extra base hit. Valdez will make a turnaround first, heading for second. Lentini just getting to the ball now. It'll be a leadoff double for Wilson Valdez, 5th hit of the ball game for the Revolution. And they'll have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Eric Patterson. It's the first extra base hit of the ball game for the Revs, as York had runners on the corners with 2 out in both the bottom of the first and bottom of the second inning, but both times failed to capitalize. Garceau's had a bend but not break approach so far. Threw 40 pitches through the first 2 innings, and now will have to work from the stretch once again with the heart of the order due up for the Revs, and a very fast base runner leading off of second base. First pitch here to Eric Patterson's a curveball, and it misses inside, 1-0. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Long Island through the first 3 innings, excuse me. No runs on 5 hits and no errors for the Revolution. The 1-0 from Garceau. Fastball at the knees for a called strike, 1-1. Patterson had a base hit his first time up. He's 1 for 1 today. And of course, his success against the Ducks this season has been well documented. The 1-1 from Sean. Curveball fouled off to the backstop, 1-2. And now 15 games against Long Island this season. Patterson's hitting .426 with 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in, 7 triples, 5 doubles, and 16 runs scored. He's got an on-base percentage of .507 over those 15 games, an .885 slugging percentage, and an OPS of an incredible 1.392. Here Valdez takes off. Fastball misses low. To throw to second is in time. Jan Vasquez guns out Wilson Valdez trying to take third base, and he beat him by a mile. Valdez, who is second in the league in stolen bases entering tonight's ball game, is thrown out trying to steal third. One of those cardinal sins in baseball. You never want to make the first or last out of an inning at third base. Here Valdez makes the first out of the inning, and he will take his time slowly walking back across the entire field to the Revolution dugout. The count's now 2-2 to Eric Patterson. Strong throw there from Jan Vasquez. The 2-2 pitch here to Patterson is fouled off over the backstop. An interesting decision there, not only because that resulted in the first out of the inning, but you have Eric Patterson at the plate, who's a left-handed batter. So that makes the throw even easier for Jan Vasquez when he's delivering it over to third. Here the 2-2 to Patterson's a curveball that misses low. And now the count will run full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. You're down 4-0, and granted, there's still a lot of baseball left to be played, and Revolution have had a lot of success against the Ducks this season, but I don't really get what the point of trying to steal third base there was for Wilson Valdez. As here, Patterson takes the changeup low for ball 4. First walk allowed by Sean Garceau tonight. And Patterson will take first base. So now for the Revs, instead of having runners at first and second with nobody out, they have just a runner at first with 1 out. That's one of the reasons why you don't try to make the last out at third base, well, first or last out of an inning at third. So here's Chad Tracy, who leads the league in runs batted in with 70 on the season. Had a base hit his first time up. Garceau from the stretch. First pitch curveball breaks in for a called strike, 0-1. And the Revs now with 5 hits and have drawn 1 walk in the first 2 1/3 innings of this ball game, but have no runs to show for it. Middle infield for the Ducks plays at double play depth. Brendan Harris plays back at third. The 0-1 to the right-handed hitting Tracy is fouled off down the first base line. 0-2. The Ducks in need of a win here. 8.5 games behind the Somerset Patriots for first place in the Liberty Division standings. 3.5 back of the Lancaster Barnstormers in the wild card standings for the final playoff spot in the Atlantic League. The 0-2 from Garceau misses inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, there's still over a month of baseball left to be played. Final game of the regular season. is September 21st. That's a Sunday at Bethpage Ballpark between the Ducks and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It's never too early to start a big winning streak. Garceau from the stretch here, the 1-2 to Tracy. Change up in there for a called third strike. Tracy knew it. He started walking back towards the dugout the second that ball crossed the plate. There's the third strikeout of the ball game for Sean Garceau. 2 out and run at first here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Travis Garcia. Well, the first 2 games of this series have been very quickly paced, both lasting just around 2.5 hours. Last night's ball game actually took 2 hours and 21 minutes. But a little slower pace here for tonight's ball game as Garcia takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. We've now hit the hour mark in tonight's ball game, and we have 2 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Garceau from the stretch, he'll throw over to first. Patterson back diving safely. Patterson has 17 stolen bases this season. That's 5th most in the Atlantic League, but it's 4th most on this Revolution team. As Garcia grounds one softly to short, Lions in front, he'll make the quick play over to second base to retire the side. So no runs for the Revolution here in the bottom of the third inning. On 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Through 3, the Ducks lead 4-0 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is Joash Brodin, first baseman, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Life without Ducks Baseball.
Emily, quit texting. James, get off the iPad. Honey, pick a channel.
Life with Ducks Baseball. Bethpage Ballpark is set. Quackerjack is ready, and the flock is prepared to defend their title. All we need is you. For game times, promos, and tickets, visit liducks.com.
It's a blast. Now that's more like it.
Long Island Ducks Baseball. Life is better here.
Top of the 4th inning now at Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz on the call on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Also live audio streaming at liducks.com. Long Island currently leading this ball game 4-0 over the Revolution. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the flock, no runs on 5 hits, and no errors for the Revs. York has already stranded 5 base runners over the first 3 innings of this ball game. Here in the top of the 4th, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up for Long Island. Cody Puckett, followed by Joash Brodin and Jan Vasquez. All working against Jorge Martinez, who comes back out for his 4th inning of work. First pitch here to Puckett. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Sean Garceau has thrown now 58 pitches to get through his first 3 innings. The 0-1 to Puckett misses outside, 1-1. It hasn't been Garceau's best stuff, but he has managed to keep the Revs off the scoreboard, which is really all you can ask for. The 1-1 to Puckett is popped up, shallow center. Sean Smith's under it, and he makes the catch for the first out. So Puckett's now 1 for 2 today. That'll bring up Joash Brodin, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play back in the second. Brodin, a switch hitter, will bat from the left side here. That's his better side of the plate so far this season. Has a markedly better batting average from the left side than he does from the right side. As the first pitch here for Martinez, the fastball misses outside, 0-1. Brodin now hitting .260 from the right side of the plate, compared to a .219 batting average from the left. Here he grounds one down the first base line. That'll stay fair. fielded by Chad Tracy. He'll take it to the first base bag himself for the second out. So now 4 consecutive retired by Jorge Martinez. 2 away, nobody on here in the top of the 4th, and that'll bring Yan Vasquez to the plate. Vasquez struck out swinging back in the top of the 2nd inning in his lone at-bat of the ball game. Another switch hitter for Long Island. Ducks with 3 switch hitters on their roster. Joash Brodin, Yan Vasquez, and Sergio Miranda. Here the first pitch to Jan's, a fastball in there, knee-high for a called strike, 0-1. Vasquez has been a better batter from the right side of the plate this season than he has from the left side, opposite of Joash Brodin's numbers. The 0-1 here from Martinez. Changeup misses outside, 1-1. Vasquez is hitting .207 against right-handed pitching this season compared to a .250 batting average against left-handed pitching. Granted, his left-handed pitching numbers are in a smaller sample size, but still overall stronger as the curveball here breaks in for a strike. Now the count moves to 1-2. Nice crowd on hand here at Santander Stadium tonight for this 6:30 first pitch. Curveball from Martinez misses upstairs, and the count runs even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You have the lights fully on here at the ballpark, illuminating the field as we've had overcasted skies all game long. The 2-2 from Martinez. Fastball misses low. That'll run the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we're keeping track of the weather system that's slowly approaching York, Pennsylvania. Hopefully it stays off long enough for us to make this an official ball game, because it's rather close to the city of York right now. Here the 3-2 to Vasquez. It's grounded foul down the first base line and into the Revolution dugout. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dan Lyons awaiting on deck, hoping for an opportunity. The 3-2 from Martinez. Fastball grounded up the middle. Over is Castro. He can't field it. Knocks it down. His throw to first won't be in time. That'll be an E4 from Ofelio Castro. Second time in this ball game that he struggled with a ground ball. First time it was ruled a base hit for Lou Ford. Here it's an E4. And that continues the inning for Long Island to bring up Dan Lyons. A little sharply hit, and Castro had to range to his right a couple of strides, but got his entire body in front of it and looked like he just didn't get his glove down far enough to the ground to make the play. A little bit of a lackadaisical effort there from Castro, fielding that ground ball from Vasquez. So the inning continues. Here's Dan Lyons, first pitch swinging, lines it to center field. Sean Smith makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no harm done on the error, no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. Move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Long Island in front 4-0 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Sean Garceau, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicolak paving stones and walls. Nicolak's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicolak. Visit the Nicolak Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicolak.com.
Let Nicolak Pavers, Nicolak Pavers, pave your way.
Hey, Duck fans, you want all the latest inside info on your back-to-back Atlantic League champion Long Island Ducks? Then follow Ducks President and General Manager Michael Pfaff on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucksGM. You'll find out first right here about player transactions, special stories, and so much more. You'll also be able to interact with Michael directly and get his take on all things Ducks baseball. Head to twitter.com/LIDucksGM today and make sure to follow along throughout the entire 15th anniversary season. Ducks baseball. Life is better here.
Sean Garceau returns to the mound for Long Island as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Garceau has thrown 58 pitches so far for Long Island through the first 3 innings and has kept the Revolution off the scoreboard despite allowing 5 hits and 1 walk in the process. The Revs have stranded 5 base runners so far, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. That includes an opportunity for the Revs when Wilson Valdez led off the bottom of the 3rd inning with a double, but was caught stealing, trying to take 3rd base. And the Revs once again were held off the scoreboard. So here in the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Ophelio Castro, Sean Smith, and Steve Sulkowski due up for the Revs. Garceau worked 6 innings of 1-run ball against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs his last time out. First pitch swinging here is Castro. Over is Dan Lyons, backhanded stop across the diamond, the throws in time. Joash Brodin had to make a difficult in-between pick, but he's able to do so. A fine play made by Dan Lyons, 1 away on 1 pitch here in the bottom of the 4th. Lyons ranging to his right, made the backhanded grab right at the edge of the infield dirt, and then across the diamond threw out Castro. It was I would argue it was even a tougher play for Joash Brodin there, as Lyons threw that ball on a line and it was low. Brodin had to make the in-between pick, and he did so with his right foot on the bag and his body pretty much right on the running path for Ophelio Castro. That's the way he had to field it. He did so successfully. And now the first pitch to Sean Smith drops in for a called strike, 0-1. So Garceau will try to make quick work here of the Revs in the bottom of the 4th inning after he needed 58 pitches to get through the first 3. From the windup, the 0-1. Fastball swung on and fouled off down the right field line. 0-2. Well, Ducks starting pitchers have been very strong over this road trip, and really you could go back over the last 8 games, and it's the starting pitching that has either won the ball game for Long Island or certainly kept them in every ball game. Garceau from the windup here, the 0-2 to Smith. Fastball misses low and outside, 1-2. Over this road trip so far, Ducks starting pitching is 2-0 with a 1.26 ERA in the first 5 games. As the 1-2 here to Smith. Check swing, did he go? No, says Joe LaBella, and the count runs even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's just 5 earned runs allowed by Ducks starters in 35 2/3 innings entering tonight's ball game. And if you go over the last 8 games, dating back to the 3-game series between the Ducks and the Revs at Bethpage Ballpark last weekend, the numbers are just as good. Here the 2-2 to Smith is grounded to short. Lyons fields the long hop. His throw to first is in time to beat the speedy Smith for the second out. So quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring up the designated hitter Steve Sulkowski, who's 0 for 1, popped out to the second baseman Cody Puckett back in the 2nd inning. But over the last 8 games, Ducks starting pitchers are combined 4-0 with a 1.48 ERA. That's 10 earned runs allowed in 60 2/3 innings of work. And so far, Garceau has kept the Revs off the scoreboard through the first 3 2/3 innings of tonight's ball game, as the first pitch to Sulkowski misses low, 1-0. Bobby Blevins carried a shutout into the bottom of the 8th inning in Saturday night's ball game here at Santander Stadium before things fell apart for Long Island. Fastball here in the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. The Revolution scratched together an 2-out unearned run against Blevins in the bottom of the 8th on a single from Justin Green and then an infield single from Sean Smith and a 3-base throwing error from Brendan Harris at third base. Here the curveball drops in for a strike to Sulkowski, and the count moves to 1-2. That broke off a streak of 27 consecutive innings for Ducks starting pitchers in which they didn't allow an earned run total over this road trip. The 1-2 here to Sulkowski misses outside, 2-2. So Blevins worked 8 innings on Saturday night, allowing just 1 unearned run. Jared Lansford struggled a little more in last night's ball game, allowing 4 runs over 6 2/3, but he carried a shutout into the bottom of the 5th. Here the 2-2 to Sulkowski is chopped softly back in front of home plate. Garceau off, fields cleanly, throws to first, and Brodin makes an acrobatic snow cone grab for the final out. So Sean Garceau works his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Through 4, Ducks on top 4-0 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is infield Sergio Miranda, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit to the Duck Pond, where exclusive, hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. An 11-pitch bottom of the fourth inning from Sean Garceau gives him his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game, and Long Island holds a 4-0 lead as we move to the top of the fifth. Top of the order due up for the Ducks here as Jorge Martinez comes back onto the mound for the Revolution. Phelan Lentini will lead things off. First pitch from Martinez. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Lentini hit a solo home run his last time up, which extended the Ducks' lead to 3-0 at the time. It was Phelan's fourth home run of the season and his 47th run batted in. The 0-1 here to Lentini is popped up along the infield, foul territory, first base side. Tracy's underneath it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So one away, that'll bring up Brendan Harris, who's 1 for 2. Had a double his last time up. The Ducks grabbed the lead in the top of the second inning of tonight's ballgame on a 2-run opposite field home run from Adam Bailey, his 14th of the season. Long Island then doubled its lead in the third on a solo home run from Phelan Lentini and an RBI single from Lou Ford. Sean Garceau has held the Revolution off the scoreboard through the first 4 innings, as the first pitch from Martinez is a slider that misses outside, 0-1. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard here in the Atlantic League for the first time tonight, as 6 of the 8 teams are currently underway. Here Harris checks his swing on the slider. It's in there for a called strike regardless, and the count moves to 1-1. Already one game final, as there was a camp day over at TD Bank Ballpark between the Somerset Patriots and the Sugar Land Skeeters, with the Skeeters winning that ball game 8-2. The 1-1 here to Harris, misses low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Other games currently underway in the Atlantic League. In the bottom of the second inning at Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland, the Lancaster Barnstormers currently leading the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 2-0. Here the 2-1 to Harris, misses low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. And in the bottom of the second inning at the ballpark at Harbor Yard is the Bridgeport Bluefish on top of the Camden River Sharks, 3-0. Here in York, the Ducks lead the Revolution 4-0 as the 3-1 to Harris is fouled off, and the count now runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harris has now reached base safely in 33 of his last 34 games, dating back to July 1st. The 3-2 from Martinez misses outside, ball 4. That's the first walk drawn by Ducks batter today, and fans, that's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Long Island Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So that's Harris's team-leading 49th walk this season. He has now walked in 22 of the 33 games that he has reached base in his last 34 contests. I know, it was probably confusing the way I worded that. A point being, Brendan Harris has gotten on base with regularity, and that's why he remains batting second in the lineup. He's on base here for the second time tonight as Lou Ford steps in. First pitch swinging, rips it to right center field deep. Back goes Smith, warning track towards the wall. He looks up and it's off the fence. Harris being waved around third, struggling with the ball is Smith. Harris will come home and score, and Lou Ford arrives safe at third base with an RBI triple. Second run batted in of the ball game for Lou Ford, and the Ducks are on top 5-0 here in the top of the fifth. That's Ford's second triple of the season, and the Ducks are trying to open things up against the Revolution. They're on top 5-0 and are threatening for more. Ford going opposite field with authority there, a triple off the wall in right center. Now 68 runs batted in for Lou on the season. That ties him with Eric Patterson for third most in the Atlantic League. He'll lead off of third base with Bill Hall at the plate. And the first pitch to Hall is a slider that misses well outside, 0-1. So Lou Ford's now 2 for 3 today with a triple and 2 runs batted in. The infield will come in for the Revs here with 1 away in the top of the fifth, trying to stymie any further damage done by Long Island. The 1-0. On the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. The Revolution now starting to get some movement in their bullpen. Jorge Martinez had thrown 60 pitches entering this inning as Hall takes a changeup off the plate and low for a ball. And the count runs to 2-1. 5 runs now on 7 hits, no errors for the Flock. No runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Revolution. Ford 90 feet away from home. Martinez works from the stretch. The 2-1 to Hall, check swing, and the slider's in there for a called strike. The count runs even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now getting word that Lou Ford's triple was in fact actually a double with an error on the play as Hall fouls one off to the backstop here and the count remains even. So instead of Lou getting his second triple of the season, he gets a double, and he advances to third on what is now being ruled an E8 from Sean Smith. Ford still gets an RBI on the play, and the Ducks still lead 5-0, but it's a double instead of a triple for Lou. As here the 2-2 to Hall is fisted foul once again. Hall working a nice count here. Hall's 1 for 2 today, had a base hit and a run scored back in the second inning. Flew out to center field his last time up. The 2-2 pitch to Hall. Slider misses outside, and that'll run the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Infield continues to play in with 1 away, and Martinez continues to struggle to find the strike zone. From the stretch, the payoff pitch. Fastball misses low, ball 4. Second walk drawn by the Ducks in the 5th inning, and fans, that's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. Was Martinez just ejected from the ball game? He started arguing now with the home plate umpire, Buzz Albert, and now he's walking back towards the dugout. And the Revolution are going to make a pitching change. So it looks like Jorge Martinez was ejected from this game, and he'll walk back towards the Revolution dugout, and we'll take a break for the pitching change. Maybe arguing balls and strikes, but Martinez is out, and we'll have a new reliever coming in with the Ducks on top 5-0, 1 away in the top of the 5th, and runners on the corners on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Hey, this is pitcher Eric Neeson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Hi, I'm former Major Leaguer John Franco. Growing up in Brooklyn, I dreamed of playing professional baseball. My dad, a city employee, worked hard so I could live out that dream. The team at MCU is a lot like my dad. They're New Yorkers you can count on, and they'll work hard to help you reach your financial goals.
Municipal Credit Union has a full range of financial services that make sense in today's economy. Join today. Call 1-866-JOIN-MCU or visit nymcu.org.
MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So, every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
All 2,000 of us at PSEG Long Island care deeply about our communities. Our company has a long-standing commitment to giving back. And our people, along with our energy efficiency and renewable energy programs, are helping to improve the businesses and towns we all call home. Learn more about how we're working together to better serve our communities. Visit us at psegLINY.com/community.
The new pitcher for the York Revolution is Edward Paredes. As we continue on here in the top of the fifth inning with the Ducks on top 5-0. In fact, it was Jorge Martinez getting tossed from the ballgame for arguing balls and strikes with the home plate umpire, Buzz Albert. There was a pitcher getting loose. It was Paredes that was getting loose in the bullpen while Martinez was arguing, so looked like a pitching change was on the horizon for the Revolution anyways. The first pitch slider here from Adam Bailey. Well, to Adam Bailey. Misses outside 1-0. But it's a pitching change here. Not the start that Martinez was looking for. Now Paredes will try to strand a pair of inherited runners. Bailey swinging on the 1-0. Lifts it over to right. Catch is made by Justin Green. Ford will tag up from third base. The throw goes offline. And Lou scores from third on a sacrifice fly from Adam Bailey. 43rd run batted in of the season for Bailey. And the Ducks are now in front 6-0 here in the top of the fifth. Sorry, that's his 65th run batted in for Bailey this season, not the 63rd, as he already has 2 runs batted in earlier today. But the Ducks now in front. Now 2 away here in the top of the fifth. Ducks leading at 6-0, and that very well could be an unearned run charged against Jorge Martinez. We'll see how this inning concludes with Bill Hall leading off of first base. And the first pitch from Paredes into Cody Puckett is in there for a called strike 0-1. Ford had an RBI double, which scored Brendan Harris from first base earlier this inning to increase the Ducks' lead to 5-0. He then advanced to third base on an error and then comes home on the sac fly as Puckett lifts one to deep right field here. Green moving back, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So the Ducks scratch together 2 runs in the top of the fifth inning. 2 runs coming by way of 1 hit with 1 error and 1 runner left on base. Long Island in front 6-0 now, halfway home on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is pitcher Jared Lansford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
All 2,000 of us at PSEG Long Island care deeply about our communities. Our company has a long-standing commitment to giving back. And our people, along with our energy efficiency and renewable energy programs, are helping to improve the businesses and towns we all call home. Learn more about how we're working together to better serve our communities. Visit us at psegLINY.com/community.
Take
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as a color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, display your group's artwork, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Life is better here.
Bottom of the 5th inning now at Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz on the call on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. We have some scoring clarifications from the top of the 5th that saw Long Island increase its lead to 6-0. It's an RBI double earlier in that inning from Lou Ford, and he did advance to third on the E8. Ford does get the run batted in on that play, and the final run charged against Juan Martinez, scoring on the sac fly from Adam Bailey, is unearned. So we now have Jorge Martinez's final line, and we'll get to that in a second, as Sean Garceau starts off the bottom of the 5th with a fastball upstairs to Alberto Espinoza, 1-0. Martinez, the starter for the Revolution tonight, goes 4 1/3 innings, allows 6 runs, 5 earned, on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Here Espinoza skies one out to right, Lentini's underneath it, and makes the catch for out number 1. So Espinoza retired now for the first time in the series, 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. That'll move us back to the top of the order, and Justin Green. Green's 0 for 2 today, grounded out to the pitcher in the first, struck out swinging in the second. First pitch curveball here from Sean Garceau, misses inside, 1-0. Garceau got off to a tough start in tonight's ballgame, but was able to work through some danger in the first 3 innings as Green lines one foul down the right field line here, 1-1. And since working through that danger in the first 3, Garceau has settled down quite nicely. The Revs had 2 runners on in both the first and second inning and failed to capitalize as the 1-1 to Green is fouled off. In the first, they had runners at the corners with 2 outs. Travis Garcia grounded out to second base to retire the side. In the second, runners on the corners with 2 out, and Justin Green struck out swinging. In the third, the Revs got a leadoff double from Wilson Valdez, who was then caught trying to steal third base as the 1-2 here misses outside. Eric Patterson would then draw a walk, but Chad Tracy would strike out looking, and Travis Garcia grounded out to short to retire the side. Garceau then, in the bottom of the 4th, worked his first 1-2-3 inning of the ballgame, and here he has 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 to Green misses upstairs, and that runs the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garceau's retired the last 6 that he has faced. Now has his pitch count north of 70. The 3-2 to Green is grounded softly up the middle. Over is Brendan Harris, the third baseman. He'll have no play. Green flies down the first base line. It'll be an infield single, 6th hit of the ball game for the Revs. And that breaks off the streak of 6 consecutive retired by Garceau. So a 1-out base runner now for the Revolution in the bottom of the 5th, and Wilson Valdez will step to the plate. He is 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the first, doubled down the right field line in the third, but again, he was caught stealing, trying to take third base. Ill-advised attempt to steal a base there from Wilson Valdez, as it came with the left-handed hitting Eric Patterson at the plate and nobody out. So not only was it an easier throw for Jan Vasquez with no right-handed batter in the batter's box, as the first pitch here to Valdez misses inside 1-0, but it also helped contribute to the Revolution failing to score a run in the third. Normally you don't want to make the first or last out of an inning at third base, and that's exactly what Valdez did there. At the time, the Revolution were trailing 4-0. Now with 1 out and runner on in the bottom of the 5th, they trail 6-0 against the Ducks, as Valdez taking all the way, and the fastball misses inside 2-0. That time Valdez put his bat in front of the plate as if he was going to bunt and started walking towards Garceau. It was right at the edge of the right-handed batter's box as the pitch crossed the Well, across the plate, but missed high and inside. Garceau from the stretch here. 2-0 to Valdez. Fastball in there for a called strike, 2-1. Garceau has kept the Revolution off the scoreboard through the first 4 1/3 innings on 5 hits with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts to this point. Justin Green leads off at first, held on by Joash Brodin as Valdez takes a fastball inside. And that'll run the count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. 5 base runners already stranded by the Revolution through the first 4 innings of tonight's ball game. The 3-1 from Garceau. Fastball line deep center field. Ford races back, but that'll stay up in the air long enough for him to make the catch. Green will retreat to first base, now 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring Eric Patterson to the plate. Looked like that ball might have been dangerous off the bat, but a little off the end of the bat. And it died in moderately deep center field. So 2 out now. And a runner at first for Eric Patterson, who's been on base 2 times tonight. Singled in the first, walked in the 3rd. Continues his torrid play against Long Island this season. He's been as much of a duck killer this season as any other player in the Atlantic League. Here he bats from the left side, first pitch swinging, and he fouls it off down the left field line out of play. 0-1. Brodin continues to hold on Justin Green at first base. Cody Puckett plays deep at second base to try to take away a grounder on the right side from Patterson. Left side of the infield shaded towards the second base bag. Outfield shaded towards right field. The 0-1 to Patterson is line foul down the left field line. And he's quickly fallen behind now at no balls and 2 strikes. Ducks looking to salvage this series against the Revs after York took the first 2 games. 2-1 on Saturday, 5-4 yesterday, and that has continued its trend of these 2 teams playing 1-run ball games. Again, this is the 17th meeting between the 2 sides this year. Of the first 16 games, 11 of them were decided by just 1 run, as the 0-2 here to Patterson is fouled off to the backstop. Really an impressive stat there that 11 of the first 16 games between these 2 teams were decided by just 1 run. In those 11 one-run ball games, the Revolution have taken 7 of the 11. That includes the last 3 consecutive games between these 2 sides being decided by 1 run, and all 3 of those times the Revolution winning. First 2 games of this series and the last game at Bethpage Ballpark, all won by the Revolution, all by 1 run. Here the 0-2 to Patterson is grounded down the first base line, but it will roll foul. But Patterson's able to stay alive in the count. It's a season series that the Revs now lead 11-5. This now the 152nd meeting all time between these 2 teams, and the Revolution hold a very slim 76-75 all-time lead. Garceau here from the stretch, the 0-2 to Patterson. Fastball swung on and fouled off down the left field line, and Patterson continues to work along at bat here against Sean Garceau. We're 1 strike away from making this ball game official, as rain is in the forecast and it continues to creep closer here towards Santander Stadium. It has stayed off for the time being. Long Island looking for 1 more strike, which would make it an official ball game. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the weather as much. Here the 0-2 to Patterson misses inside, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garceau now north of 90 pitches in this ball game. We'll see how long his leash is. He needed just 75 pitches to go 6 innings against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on Wednesday. As Patterson grounds one over to second base here, Puckett in front, throws the first in time. That retires the side, and we officially have an official ball game. No runs for the Revolution here in the bottom of the 5th inning on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Ducks lead 6-0 through 5 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Phelan Lentini, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, I'm former Major Leaguer John Franco. Growing up in Brooklyn, I dreamed of playing professional baseball. My dad, a city employee, worked hard so I could live out that dream. The team at MCU is a lot like my dad. They're New Yorkers you can count on, and they'll work hard to help you reach your financial goals.
Municipal Credit Union has a full range of financial services that make sense in today's economy. Join today. Call 1-866-JOIN-MCU or visit nymcu.org.
MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Fans follow all season long as the Long Island Ducks try and meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. Joash Brodin will lead things off for the Ducks here in the top of the 6th inning, with Long Island leading it 6-0 over the Revolution. 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Flock. No runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for the Revs. Edward Paredes will remain in the ballgame for York as he works his 2nd inning of work. First pitch swinging is Brodin, and he rips it deep down the left field line, but that'll land foul, and the count's 0-1. Sean Garceau has now thrown 89 pitches through the first 5 innings, so we'll see if Garceau comes back out for the bottom of the 6th for Long Island, holding on to a large lead as Brodin swings and fouls one off down the left field line. And Joash has quickly fallen behind now at no balls and 2 strikes. Paredes came in the top of the 5th inning in relief of Jorge Martinez, who was ejected from the ballgame after arguing balls and strikes after Bill Hall drew a walk. Paredes came in, got Adam Bailey to fly out to right field, but it was a sacrifice fly, scoring Lou Ford from 3rd. As here, Brodin takes a fastball outside 1-2. And then Cody Puckett flew out to right field to retire the side. Brodin's 0-for-2 so far today. It's been the top of the order that has really gotten things done for Long Island. The first 5 batters in the lineup, to be more specific. The 1-2 here to Brodin. Curveball in there for a called 3rd strike. Joash vehemently disagrees, and he'll have to be careful with what he says to Buzz Albert. We've already had 1 player ejected from the ballgame. Brodin's not ejected. He'll remain in, despite some choice words against the umpire. 1 away in the top of the 6th, and that'll bring Yan Vasquez to the plate. Second strikeout for Revolution pitching tonight. First came against Vasquez back in the 2nd inning when Yan went down swinging against the Revolution starter, Jorge Martinez. First pitch fastball here to Vasquez, misses upstairs 1-0. Vasquez is 0-for-2. He reached on an E4 his last time up. The Revolution, with a pair of errors so far in this ballgame, has resulted in 1 unearned run charged against Martinez. As the 1-0 here to Vasquez is popped up foul territory behind home plate. Espinoza gives it a look, but it lands out of play. And the count runs even, 1 ball and 1 strike. A reminder that after tonight's ball game, the Ducks will return home as Long Island begins a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Sugar Land Skeeters and 3 against the Somerset Patriots beginning tomorrow night at Bethpage Ballpark. The 1-1 here to Vasquez, a curveball on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Each night during this 6-game homestand will represent a nice promotion at the Duck Pond, beginning on Tuesday with 15th anniversary commemorative posters handed out by Newsday to the first 1,500 fans in attendance. As the 1-2 here to Vasquez misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The promotions will continue on Wednesday as championship logo caps presented by Ridgewood Savings Bank will be handed out at the Duck Pond to the first 1,500 fans. And on Thursday, the first 1,500 fans will receive back-to-school lunchboxes by Scope Education Services. Here the 2-2 to Vasquez is swung on and tipped into the glove of Espinoza for out number 2. Third strikeout for Revolution pitching, second of the inning for Paredes. 2 out, nobody on in the top of the 6th, and that'll bring Dan Lyons to the plate, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Lined one to straightaway center field his last time up. The promotions at Bethpage Ballpark do not end, however, after the Skeeters 3-game series is done. As Friday night at the Duck Pond, the flock will be handing out 15th anniversary logo black t-shirts to the first 1,500 fans, presented by Interborough Insurance, as Lyons takes a fastball outside here, 1-0. And then, of course, I got to get excited for the Saturday night fireworks show at the Duck Pond. Be a post-game Pyrotechnico fireworks extravaganza presented by Smithtown Nissan. The 1-0 here to Lyons is lifted to deep left field. Over towards the line is Eric Patterson. He runs into the corner, and he makes the catch in fair territory for the final out. No runs for the Ducks here in the top of the 6th. No hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Move to the bottom of the 6th inning with Long Island on top 6-0 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is Adam Bailey, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on Earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Bring your birthday to the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available for the 2014 season. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Sean Garceau remains in the ballgame for Long Island as we move to the bottom of the 6th, and the first pitch curveball to Chad Tracy misses inside for a ball, 1-0. It'll be the heart of the order due up for the Rebs. 4, 5, 6 batters as Tracy takes a curveball here for a strike, 1-1. Chad Tracy, Travis Garcia, and Ophelio Castro due up for the Revs. The 1-1 from Garceau, a fastball at the knees, but it misses low, says the home plate umpire Buzz Albert. 2-1's the count. Garceau has thrown 89 pitches entering the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 here misses outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. So this will likely be, well, I can't say for certain, as Ducks starting pitchers have gone deep into the ball game with high pitch counts numerous times this year. The 3-1 here to Tracy is lifted to deep center field. Lou Ford going back at the warning track. He leaps up, but it's gone. A solo home run from Chad Tracy. It's his 15th home run of the season. Cue Cannonball Charlie as the Revolution have cut the deficit in half. The score now 6-1. Second home run in as many nights for Tracy. He leads off the bottom of the 6th with a solo blast here. Now adds to his league-leading total with 71 runs batted in. 2 for 3 on the evening. Ducks still on top 6-1, and that'll bring Travis Garcia to the plate, who's 0 for 2 today. First pitch fastball is in there for a called strike, 0-1. So that breaks up Garceau's shutout. She carried into the bottom of the 6th. Here the curveball drops in for a strike, 0-2. Garcia's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Garceau from the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off over the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's the possibility here at Santander Stadium to get a couple of cheap home runs if you hit it right down the left field line. As Garcia lifts one to deep left here. Bailey ranging back right at the shadow of the arch nemesis, however. He makes the catch for out number 1. So that'll bring up Ofelio Castro, who's 0 for 2. Chad Tracy's home run just now was not a cheap home run by any stretch. He hit it to deep left center field towards the playground area here at Santander Stadium. You have the illuminated merry-go-round in left center, along with a bouncy house, a bouncy slide. It looks like a couple of rock climbing walls and a jungle gym also over there. As the first pitch curveball to Castro drops in for a strike, 0-1. Ford gave it a nice hustle and leaped at the fence, but the ball was about 5 feet over the fence for a solo home run. There's another curveball here from Garceau, breaks in for a called strike, 0-2. Quickly from the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garceau looking for his second consecutive win. After he won back on Wednesday against the Blue Crabs. That was his first win since June 26th. Here Castro swings through the curveball for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the ballgame for Sean Garceau. Castro is now 0 for 3 tonight. 2 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring Sean Smith to the plate. Garceau had a streak earlier this season in which he recorded 8 of his 9 wins over a stretch of 9 starts. And that helped him garner 2014 Atlantic League All-Star Game honors. But since June 26th against the Revs here at Santander Stadium, he had gone into a bit of a slump. First pitch swinging here is Sean Smith, however, who grounds it over to second. Puckett fields the throw to first in time, and that retires the side. So another strong inning from Sean Garceau. He does give up a solo home run to Chad Tracy, but otherwise pitches well. And he leaves the bottom of the 6th with the Ducks holding on to a 6-1 lead on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey Ducks fans, your recreation destination this year is The Rinks at Hidden Pond Park. The Rinks features 2 full-size ice rinks, a 97-acre summer day camp, a New York State licensed preschool academy, and a wide variety of birthday party options. Learn to skate, join one of many hockey leagues, swim in an Olympic-sized pool, and enjoy all the fun that The Rinks has to offer. Visit us today at 660 Terry Road in Hauppauge, or check us out online at therinks.com. The Rinks, your recreation destination.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Top of the 7th now at Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Long Island currently on top of the York Revolution, 6-1. Fans chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company gourmet iced coffee, available at Bethpage Ballpark concession stands during home games. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 1 run on 7 hits and 2 errors for the Revs. And that'll bring Phelan Lentini to the plate here to lead things off. Edward Paredes will work his third inning of work as he's retired all 5 batters that he has faced so far. There'll be Lentini, Brendan Harris, and Lou Ford due up. First pitch swinging is Phelan, and he rips a base hit into left field. It's Lentini's second hit of the ball game. And he starts off this top of the 7th with a bang, and that'll bring Brendan Harris to the plate, who's 1 for 2 today with a double and 2 runs scored. Ducks trying to end this 2-game skid against the Revolution and finish off this road trip 500 overall and head back to Bethpage Ballpark with a little bit of momentum before a crucial 6-game homestand with 3 against the Skeeters and 3 against the Patriots. Lentini will lead off of first, certainly a guy that you have to keep track of. He's held on by Chad Tracy, and they have him picked off. Lentini was leading the wrong way. Paredes threw over to Tracy, fires it onto Valdez, who applies the tag for the 1-3-6 pickoff. I don't believe that'll be ruled a caught stealing. So it's not a caught stealing, it's just a pickoff, which means that Lentini still holds his perfect stolen base percentage this year, 40 of 40. He was not taken off on the pitch, but took a large secondary lead as if he was to bluff taking off. But Paredes caught him leaning the opposite direction. And now the first pitch to Brendan Harris is a fastball that misses upstairs 1-0. So Lentini still 40 of 40 on the base paths this year. That statistic remains intact. Here the 1-0 to Harris is grounded to the third base. Garcia fields the in-between hop, and his throw to first is in time for out number 2. So now 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the 7th, and that'll bring Lou Ford to the plate, who's 2 for 3 with a double and 2 runs batted in, along with 1 run scored. Both Ford and Phelan Lentini have led the way for Long Island tonight with a pair of hits. Ford has 2 runs batted in. Adam Bailey has 3 runs batted in. It's been the top of the order that has really done all the damage for Long Island as they currently hold on to a 6-1 lead over the Revs. First pitch here from Paredes to Ford, a slider, and misses outside 1-0. Ford, a right-handed batter working against the righty Paredes. The 1-0 to Lou, swung on and fouled off over the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian Morgado is getting loose in the Revolution bullpen. So this could be Paredes' last inning of work. We have another right-handed batter in Bill Hall awaiting on deck. Paredes is southpaw, trying to work through the righty Lou Ford here. You have a lefty in the hole in the form of Adam Bailey. The 1-1 here to Ford, a fastball outside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Paredes entering tonight's ballgame had appeared in 28 games with the Revolution this year, 1-3 with a 3.63 ERA. The Revs as a team have an overall earned run average of 3.21. That's best in the Atlantic League, and a very strong number, as here Ford takes the fastball off the plate. And the count runs even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's only 3 pitchers on this staff, relievers included, that have an ERA over 4. Very impressive statistic there for the Revolution, as the 2-2 here to Ford is swung on and fouled off. Only 2 pitchers have an ERA over 4. 1 pitcher's listed twice. That's Scott Gorgon. Was a 4.61 with the Revs this season and a 5.98 overall. Dan Cortez, who's appeared in 2 games, has a 13.50 ERA. And the rest of the pitchers on this Revolution team have an earned run average under 4. Here the 2-2 to Ford is ripped down the left field line. That's going to drop in and one-hop the wall. Ford takes a wide turnaround first. He'll have to hold there, as Patterson played it quickly off the arch nemesis. Third hit of the ball game for Lou Ford. And the Ducks have a 2-out base runner on here in the top of the 7th inning. And that'll bring Bill Hall to the plate. To see if the Revolution decide to make a pitching change here. Doesn't look like they will. So Paredes, the southpaw, will remain in the ball game to work against the right-handed hitting Bill Hall, who's 1 for 2 today with a run scored and a walk. I think the thought process here for Mark Mason is probably if Paredes can retire Bill Hall here, that's great. If not, you have Adam Bailey, a left-handed batter, awaiting on deck. First pitch here to Hall is lined into right field for a base hit. Ford will stop at second base, but Bill Hall with his second hit of the ball game. Now 3 different Ducks batters have 2 hits. Runners at first and second with 2 away. And now the left-handed hitting Adam Bailey at the plate, and now a decision for Mark Mason. And it doesn't look like he's going to make any change. And now Alberto Espinoza is going to come out to the mound and talk things over with Edward Paredes. And regardless, well, it doesn't look like they're going to make a pitching change just yet, but this is going to count as a timeout against the Revs. And their second timeout used tonight. Because no pitching change is going to be made here. Edward Paredes stays in the ballgame. Paul Fletcher had a meeting on the mound with Jorge Martinez earlier tonight. So now the Revolution have only one more timeout left in tonight's ballgame, meaning they only have one more meeting on the mound, which does not result in a pitching change. Part of the new rules in the Atlantic League with the pace of play initiative. So here Adam Bailey will step in with 2 runners on and 2 away. First pitch slider to Bailey's on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. Bailey's 1 for 2 today. 2-run home run back in the second inning, a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Now with 65 runs batted in overall this season. Has an opportunity here to completely open up the ball game as the 0-1 slider on the outside corner again. A couple of nice off-speed pitches there from Edward Paredes. And it has him in front of the count, 0-2. Ford leads off of second, Hall off of first. Infield plays back with 2 away. The outfield straight up against Bailey. The 0-2 pitch. Slider, tapped foul. Third consecutive slider that Paredes was trying to hit on the outside corner. And this time Bailey was just able to fight it off to stay alive in the at-bat. Right-handed hitting Cody Puckett awaits on deck. You have the righty Brian Morgado getting loose. Sorry, Morgado's a southpaw. But the Revolution sticking with Paredes here. Could be his last batter that he works against tonight. The 0-2 to Bailey. Swung on and missed, strike 3. All sliders there from Paredes gets Bailey out in front, and that retires the side. No runs for Long Island on 3 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. Ducks continue to lead 6-1 as we stretch and then move to the bottom of the 7th on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
It's your money, and you have the power to save it. Make a few simple changes, and you can use less electricity and save real money. By installing Energy Star light bulbs and products for your home, you can save hundreds of dollars each year. At PSEG Long Island, we're working hard to serve you in the way you deserve. Check out our energy-saving tips and tools at psegLINY.com/save money.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by ClearVision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Sean Garceau remains in the ballgame for Long Island as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Ducks have been getting their bullpen up and moving in between innings, but right now it's Garceau who will stay in there and work against the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Kevin Baez trying to squeeze another inning out of his right-handed starter, who's pitched well tonight, has allowed just 1 run over the first 6 innings. First pitch here to Steve Sulkowski There's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Over 6 innings, Garceau's allowed just a solo home run to Chad Tracy. That came in the bottom of the 6th. 1 run on 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts so far. Sulkowski takes a strike, and Garceau works ahead in the count, 0-2. Wind blowing from right field to left field here as we have the sun completely set and the lights are fully on. The 0-2 here to Sulkowski just misses off the plate, 1-2. We've been expecting rain pretty much all night long here in York, but so far so good. The storm system has stayed off and stayed away from Santander Stadium. Hopefully that trend continues throughout the remainder of the night as Sulkowski grounds one over to short, lines in front, fields cleanly in the throw to first in time, 1 away. So Sulkowski now 0 for 3 in just his 2nd game as a member of the Revolution. First time he's going up against the Ducks. So now Alberto Espinoza will step to the plate. He is 1 for 2 today. Ducks relievers have struggled in this series against the Revolution so far. So I can't necessarily blame Kevin Baez for trying to get more innings out of his starting pitcher, Sean Garceau. First pitch changeup there is swung on and missed, 0-1. We had Brett Lawrence Saturday night, who allowed a run in 2/3 of an inning of work in the bottom of the 9th, which gave the Revolution a 2-1 victory. Here the fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and Espinoza falls behind 0-2. Last night, Jared Lansford worked 6 2/3 innings, and he left with the Ducks on top 4-3. As a fastball here misses outside, 1-2. His brother Josh Lansford came on, and the first pitch that Lansford threw to Chad Tracy was lifted for a 2-run home run over the fence in left field. That turned the Ducks' lead into a 5-4 deficit. Fastball here misses outside, and the count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That came in the bottom of the 7th inning. Highlighted the Revolution victory. Sergio Perez did work a scoreless bottom of the 8th last night. But Kevin Baez looking to get more production out of his starting pitcher, Sean Garceau, tonight. 1 away, bottom of the 7th. Ducks on top 6-1. Nobody on base. And a 2-2 count to the right-handed hitting Alberto Espinoza. The pitch, curveball, just misses low and outside. And that'll run the count full at 3-2. The Revolution starting pitcher tonight, Jorge Martinez, was ejected from the ballgame after 4 1/3 innings earlier tonight for arguing balls and strikes with home plate umpire Buzz Albert, as Espinoza fouls one off down the first base line. Martinez worked 4 1/3 innings in which he allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Edward Paredes has since come on and pitched well for the Revolution, as Tommy Organ's getting loose in the bullpen for Long Island, but Espinoza swings over the curveball for strike 3. It's now the 5th strikeout of the ballgame for Sean Garceau, 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order and Justin Green. Tommy Organ has appeared in 2 games with the Ducks so far this season and has not allowed a run in his 2 innings of work. As the first pitch here to Justin Green misses outside, 1-0. It looks like Sean Garceau trying to finish off this bottom of the 7th. Green is 1 for 3 today, had a base hit his last time up. From the windup, the 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Garceau trying to work his 2nd consecutive quality start for the Ducks after he won a stretch of 7 starts in which he failed to record a win. Here the fastball misses low to Green, however. Now that'll run the count to 3-0. Tommy Organ's a left-handed reliever for the Ducks. You have the righty Wilson Valdez awaiting on deck, and then the lefty Eric Patterson in the hole. As here, Green takes a fastball outside for ball 4. It's the 2nd walk thrown by Sean Garceau tonight, and that continues the inning in the bottom of the 7th for Wilson Valdez. And I'd imagine that this will be the last batter that Sean Garceau goes against, because you have the left-handed hitting Patterson awaiting on deck and the lefty Organ ready to go in the bullpen. So Garceau will try to retire Wilson Valdez to work 7 clean innings. Green will lead off of first, held on by Joash Brodin. Valdez is 1 for 3 today. Had a double back in the second inning. From the stretch, first pitch to Valdez, the slider misses outside 1-0. Again, Long Island trying to salvage this 3-game series. The Revolution took the first 2 games, 2-1 Saturday, 5-4 yesterday. But it's Long Island on top 6-1 here with 2 out and a runner at first base in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-0 to Valdez. Curveball drops in for a called strike, 1-1. Garceau's pitch count now north of 120. He threw only 75 pitches in his last time out and worked 6 innings against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The 1-1 here to Valdez is swung on and fouled off. And now Garceau works ahead in the count, 1-2. Six runs on 10 hits, no errors for Long Island. 1 run on 7 hits and 2 errors for the Revs. Garceau trying to work 7 innings for the first time since July 1st. From the stretch, the 1-2. Curveball just misses inside. And that did not miss by much. And the count runs even here. Garceau has 1 complete game this season. Sorry, 2 complete games this year. 1 complete game shutout. That came back on May 25th. The 2-2. Fastball misses outside. And that runs the count full to 3-2. Justin Green will have a head start off of first base. You have Eric Patterson awaiting on deck. So you have to imagine that this is Sean Garceau's last batter of the ballgame, regardless of this result. Again, trying to get the final out here of the 7th. And work 7 innings for the first time since July 1st against the Bluefish. The 3-2 here is grounded to the right side. Brodin fields. He'll take it himself to the bag, and that retires the side. That'll likely end the ball game. Well, end the evening for Sean Garceau. He worked 7 strong innings for the Ducks. A scoreless bottom of the 7th here. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Ducks lead 6-1 as we move to the top of the 8th on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicolak paving stones and walls. Nicolak's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicolak. Visit the Nicolak Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicolak.com.
Let Nicolak pavers, Nicolak pavers, pave your way.
Life without Ducks baseball.
Emily, quit texting. James, get off the iPad. Honey, pick a channel.
Life with Ducks baseball.
Bethpage Ballpark is set. Quackerjack is ready, and the flock is prepared to defend their title. All we need is you. For game times, promos, and tickets, visit liducks.com.
It's a blast. Now that's more like it.
Long Island Ducks baseball. Life is better here.
Hey Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will also be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and more. The Ducks are tweeting right now, and you can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. Brian Morgado is the new pitcher for the Revolution here in the top of the 8th as Edward Paredes' day comes to a close. Paredes works 2 2/3 scoreless innings, in which he allows just 3 hits, no walks, and strikes out 3. So now the southpaw Brian Morgado will come on and work against the 6, 7, 8 batters for the flock. Cody Puckett, Joash Brodin, and Jan Vasquez due up. Puckett will lead things off. He's 1 for 3 today, had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Flew out to center in the 4th, flew out to right in the 5th. Lefty on righty matchup here. Morgado from the stretch with nobody on base. First pitch to Puckett's a fastball that misses outside, 1-0. Morgado standing at 6'3", 205 pounds from Miami, Florida. Last year played with the Camden River Sharks. This year with the Revs. The 1-0. Swung on and lined to deep left field. Back goes Patterson. He'll look up, and it's off the base of the fence. Patterson, Puckett with a wide turnaround first. He'll hold there. The throw comes back to first, and it bounces into the Revolution dugout. That'll be an E6 as it advances Puckett to second base. Puckett took a wide turnaround first. Patterson got the ball quickly to the cutoff man, Wilson Valdez, who then turned around and tried to fire it onto first to catch Puckett in between first and second base. But because Puckett was already at first, it'll be a two-base error, and Cody will advance all the way to third as the ball went rocketing into the Revolution dugout. Hopefully everyone's all right in there. So it's a base hit for Cody Puckett, and then a two-base throwing error from Wilson Valdez. Third error of the ball game for the Revs. And now Joash Brodin steps in, takes a first pitch fastball low, 1-0. Brodin's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Grounded into a double play in the second, grounded out to first in the fourth, struck out looking in the sixth. Infield comes in for the Revolution as they trail by 5 runs with nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-0 to Brodin is swung on and flied foul down the right field line. And it lands out of play 1-1. Morgado began the season with the Camden River Sharks and now has made 12 appearances with the York Revolution. Overall this season, Morgado has appeared in 37 games as Brodin flares one down the first base line in foul territory. Chad Tracy makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Jan Vasquez. But again, Morgado overall in 37 appearances this year is 1-2 with a 2.41 ERA. 33 2/3 innings of work for Morgado. He's allowed 33 hits, just 9 earned runs over that span. Has struck out 26 batters against 22 walks. Infield remains in with 1 away, and now Jan Vasquez batting from the right side of the plate for the first time tonight. First pitch fastball swung on and blooped to shallow right center. Green will race in. He's not going to get there in time. It drops for a base hit. Puckett will race home from third base. He comes in to score. An RBI single for Jan Vasquez, and the Ducks are out in front now 7-1 over the Revolution in the top of the 8th inning. The 16th run batted in of the year for Vasquez. That would not have fallen for a base hit if the Revs infield was not drawn in, but it works out in favor of the Ducks. There'll be an unearned run for the time being, at least, charged against Brian Morgado. We'll see how this inning progresses. Vasquez will lead off of first now as Dan Lyons steps in. Lefty on righty matchup. Vasquez will be held on at first base by Chad Tracy. First pitch from Morgado to Lyons. A fastball misses low, 1-0. Dan's 0 for 3 today. Lined out to short in the third, lined out to center in the fourth, and flew out to deep left field in the sixth. Here's a pitch to Lyons. Fastball swung on and missed. Vasquez with solid speed, especially for a catcher, leading off of first base. Lyons at the plate here. The infield now backs off, plays a double play depth with 1 away. Morgado from the stretch as Lyons fists it foul, and the count moves snowballs and 2 strikes. Three errors in the ball game now for the Revolution, and likely 2 unearned runs directly the result of it. It's a 1-2 count to Lyons, not an 0-2 count, excuse me. Morgado comes set. 1-2 pitch. Slider misses in the dirt. That runs the count even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, top of the 8th. Ducks on top by 6 runs. Trying to finish off this road trip on a high note. The 2-2 pitch to Lyons. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. Lyons can't keep up with the heater. 2 away now in the top of the 8th. And we'll move back to the top of the order in Phelan Lentini. Lentini is 2 for 4 today, including a solo home run back in the third inning. That went over the arch nemesis in left field, his 4th home run of the season. Right-handed batter to work against the southpaw Morgado here. You have the heart of the order due up for the Revolution in the bottom of the 8th inning, so we'll see who Kevin Baez decides to go with as the first pitch from Morgado misses outside 1-0. Sean Garceau is north of 120 pitches in tonight's ballgame. And you had Tommy Organ, the southpaw, getting loose earlier. You might see Organ face Eric Patterson to begin the inning. A lefty-on-lefty matchup there as Lentini grounds one sharply to short. Valdez fields at the edge of the infield dirt and fires it on to second for the final out. But the Ducks increase their lead here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 run coming home for Long Island on 2 hits with 1 error and 1 runner left on base. Long Island leads 7-1 as we move to the bottom of the 8th on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Brett Lauren, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Labor is on the move. PEF.
They are the Public Employees Federation.
They know it's time for workers to unite, to speak out, to demand government accountability for the way public services are delivered.
They provide healthcare services, mental health services, and services to the developmentally disabled.
They're the Public Employees Federation.
PEF, the problem-solving union. PEF is the union that cares for the community. Learn more at pef.org. PEF, labor on the move.
Tommy Organ is the new pitcher for Long Island as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Sean Garceau's day has come to a close with Long Island holding on to a 7-1 lead. The Ducks will turn to their bullpen to try to get the final 6 outs of this game and finish off this road trip on a high note. 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors for the Flock. 1 run on 7 hits and 3 errors for the Revolution. Here in the 8th, Tommy Organ will work against the heart of the order for the Revs. Eric Patterson, Chad Tracy, and Travis Garcia all due up. The only run of the ball game for the Revolution so far tonight came in the bottom of the 6th inning on a solo home run from Chad Tracy off of Sean Garceau. That was the lone blemish in Garceau's line as he worked 7 innings, allowing just that 1 run earned on 7 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Garceau throws 124 pitches in the ball game, 75 for strikes. So now a lefty-on-lefty matchup here to begin the bottom of the 8th. Organ will work against Eric Patterson here. Organ comes set. The first pitch to Patterson, a fastball at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Comes set once again. Takes a breath, and the 0-1 to Patterson. A slider misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Organ, the youngest member of this Long Island Ducks team, born on July 10th, 1991. Just turned 23 years old last month. Beat Jan Vasquez to be the youngest player on the team by about 5 months or so. Here the fastball misses outside, and the count moves to 2-1. Organ stands at 6'5", 165 pounds from Tarpon Springs, Florida, making his 3rd appearance of the season for the Flock. Works from the stretch here, the 2-1. Swung on and lifted to deep right field. Lentini goes back towards the warnings track, still moving back. At the wall, he makes the catch. This ballpark just deep enough to keep that ball within playing distance for Lentini, who makes the catch with his back right up against the fence and straight away right center field. One away here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring Chad Tracy to the plate. That was a moonshot off the bat of Eric Patterson that just stayed in play. So one away, nobody on, and Tommy Organ, the southpaw, will remain in the ballgame to work now against the right-handed hitting Chad Tracy, who had a home run earlier tonight. First pitch here to Tracy is a curveball that misses outside, 1-0. In Oregon's 2 relief appearances this year, he's worked 2 innings without allowing a run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and has struck out 4. Relatively new to the Atlantic League. Started off the season with the River City Rascals, as here Tracy swings through the fastball. And the count quickly moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Oregon came over to the Ducks as a part of that 3-player trade that sent John Myers to the River City Rascals. It was Oregon and Oregon and Evan Crawford who came from River City here to the Atlantic League as the changeup misses outside to Tracy. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is Oregon's first season of professional baseball. Appeared in 9 games, made 5 starts with the Rascals. The 2-1 here to Tracy's on the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. In those 9 appearances, Oregon went 3-1 with a 4.97 ERA, including 1 complete game shutout. Went 29 innings over those 9 appearances. Struck out 26 batters against 10 walks. Here the 2-2 curve misses outside to Tracy. And that'll run the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ducks on top by 6 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out, nobody on base. Tracy at the plate, and a full count. The 3-2 from Oregon. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oregon dials it up to beat Tracy with the high heat. 2 away now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody on base, and that'll bring Travis Garcia to the dish. Bob Zimmerman getting loose in the bullpen for Long Island. We'll see if he comes on in the bottom of the 9th inning, as Dan Cortez is getting loose for the Revs here. Likely see Cortez in the top of the 9th. Another lefty on righty matchup here. Oregon remains in the ballgame, and the first pitch to Garcia misses outside, 1-0. 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors for Long Island. 1 run on 7 hits, and 3 errors for the Revolution. Jean Garceau looking for his 10th win of the season. The 1-0 from Oregon. Fastball swung on, broken bat, fly ball down the right field line, foul territory, and it will land out of play. The count moves to 1-1. Sounded like the bat broke on that ball, but Travis Garcia making no motion towards the Revolution dugout, so he'll keep the current bat that he has in his hands with the count at 1-1. Nice sized crowd here at Santander Stadium tonight for the final game of this 3-game series. As now Garcia asks for time, it's granted to him. There's a ball down the first base line from the bullpen for the Revolution that made its way towards the field of play, so that's another reason why play was stopped. Here the 1-1. Curveball chopped softly in front of home plate. Oregon off the mound, fields cleanly his throw to first in time, and that retires the side. So a 1-2-3 inning worked here by Tommy Oregon. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll move to the top of the 9th with Long Island on top 7-1 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, this is Steve Foucault, pitching coach for the Ducks. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hi, I'm former Major Leaguer John Franco. Growing up in Brooklyn, I dreamed of playing professional baseball. My dad, a city employee, worked hard so I could live out that dream. The team at MCU is a lot like my dad. They're New Yorkers you can count on, and they'll work hard to help you reach your financial goals.
Municipal Credit Union has a full range of financial services that make sense in today's economy. Join today. Call 1-866-JOIN-MCU or visit nymcu.org.
MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Top of the ninth inning here at Santander Stadium. Mark Schwartz on the call on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Monday evening broadcast and the final game of a 6-game road trip for the Ducks and the final game of this 3-game series here against the York Revolution. Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app, powered by Clear Vision Apps, has officially arrived. Buy tickets and stay up to date on Long Island's hometown team right on your mobile device. Download the app today for free by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. Brendan Harris will step to the plate and lead things off for the Ducks here in the top of the ninth. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters due up for Long Island with a flock in front 7-1. First pitch here to Brendan Harris is a fastball that misses outside. 1 ball, a new strike. The new pitcher in the ball game is Dan Cortez, making his 3rd appearance of the season for the Revs. The 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Last time the Ducks saw Dan Cortez, he struggled mightily. It was his first appearance of the season for the Revs. As the 2-0 here to Harris misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. Cortez took the loss back on August 2nd, in which he threw just a third of an inning and allowed 1 run without allowing a hit, but walked 3 batters. He only faced 4. He walked 3 of them, and the lone out he recorded was on a sacrifice bunt from Phelan Lentini. Here the fastball to Brendan Harris is on the inside corner for a strike, 3-1. Harris is 1 for 3 today with a pair of runs scored, as the fastball is on the inside corner for a strike, 3-2. Harris has also drawn a walk today. Now leads the team with 49 walks on the season, has reached base safely in 33 of his last 34 games, including his last 6 consecutive. The 3-2 here to Harris misses low, ball 4. Another walk drawn by Harris, and fans, that's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So it's Brendan Harris' 2nd walk drawn tonight, and now his team leading 50th walk of the season. Every time that Brendan Harris has been on base tonight, he has come around to score. And now the Ducks will have a pinch hitter in the top of the 9th inning. Lou Ford's day comes to a close as Evan Crawford will enter the ball game. So Ford has 4 at-bats. He goes 3 for 4 with a pair of runs batted in and a run scored. And now Evan Crawford will enter the ballgame as Kevin Baez looks to get the Ducks newcomer an at-bat. First pitch from Cortez misses Alberto Espinoza, rolls to the backstop, and Harris will advance over to second base on the wild pitch. So this now just the 3rd game that Crawford has appeared in with the Ducks this season. In his first 2 games, Crawford was 2 for 5 from the plate with a run scored and a run batted in, along with a stolen base. He'll try to take advantage of this at-bat here. Checks his swing on the fastball, went around. Said the home plate umpire Buzz Albert, and the count moves to 1-1. Crawford came over to the Ducks from the River City Rascals along with Tommy Organ, and that trade for John Myers back on August 2nd. The 1-1 here to Crawford is lined into right field for a base hit. Harris will be held up at third base as Justin Green gets to the ball quickly. But a pinch hit single for Evan Crawford. He's now 3 for 6, and his first 6 at-bats as a member of the Ducks. The Ducks have runners on the corners now with nobody out, and Adam Bailey at the plate. Nice job of hitting there from Evan Crawford. Went inside out with the fastball and lined it into right field. It's the 13th hit of the ball game for Long Island, and that will bring Bill Hall to the plate now. Brendan Harris leads off of third, Crawford off of first. First pitch here from Cortez, a curveball breaks in for a called strike, 0-1. Hall is 2 for 3 today with a run scored. Has also drawn a walk. Singled in the second and singled in the 7th as well. Both of his base hits were to right field as he takes a fastball in the inside corner here for a called strike. And he's fallen behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Cortez, the righty, comes set. He'll work from the stretch. The 0-2. Slider misses well inside. It brushes Hall off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Officially over the 2.5-hour mark in tonight's ball game. The 1-2 pitch to Hall. Check swing. Did he go around? No. And the count runs even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Likely see Bob Zimmerman come on in the bottom of the 9th inning for Long Island to try to get the final 3 outs of this ball game and make it a happier 4-hour bus ride back to Long Island after the game. The 2-2 to Hall is grounded down the third base line, foul. Hall's able to stay alive. Again, the Ducks head home after tonight's ball game to begin a 6-game homestand against the Sugarland Skeeters and the Somerset Patriots beginning tomorrow night at Bethpage Ballpark. 3 against the Skeeters and then 3 against the Patriots as the Ducks tonight end a difficult stretch in which they played 16 of 19 games on the road. Taking off from first is Crawford. He'll advance to second on a defensive indifference, likely, as there was no throw down to second base and no motion from the second baseman Castro. The fastball missed outside, and now the count is run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now the double play is taken off the board as first base is unoccupied. The 3-2 to Hall. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And now the fans here at York get their breadsticks that they've been chanting for all night long, as Bill Hall was the K-man here at Santander Stadium. 1 away now in the top of the 9th, and that'll bring Adam Bailey to the plate. Bailey got the scoring started for Long Island in the top of the 2nd inning with a 2-run home run to left center field. His 2nd home run in as many nights, his 14th of the season. Bailey now with 65 runs batted in. Harris leads off of third here, Crawford off of second. The first pitch to Bailey misses upstairs, 1-0. Cortez, a former major leaguer. This is with the fastball here, 2 balls and no strikes. Appeared in 4 games out of the Seattle Mariners bullpen in 2010. Struck out 9 batters over 16 major league innings. Here the fastball misses outside to Bailey, and the count moves to 3-0. Infield plays back with 1 out. They'll trade a run for an out, despite Brendan Harris leading off of third and Evan Crawford off of second. The 3-0 from Cortez. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike, 3-1. Cody Puckett awaiting on deck. Puckett's got 2 hits tonight. 4 different Ducks tonight have at least 2 hits in the ball game. Lou Ford has 3. As here, Bailey fouls one off to the backstop. 3-2 is the count. Lentini, Bill Hall, and Cody Puckett each have 2 hits as well. 13 hits overall for Long Island on 7 runs. Revolution with 1 run on 7 hits. Pretty long top of the 9th inning so far as the Ducks looking to finish off this ball game before the rain settles in York and hit the road. The 3-2 here to Bailey. Misses outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning allowed by Dan Cortez. Now the bases are loaded with 1 away, and that'll bring Cody Puckett to the plate. Fans, that's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. So now Cortez will work against Cody Puckett, who's 2 for 4 today with a run scored. Singled his last time up, off the base of the fence in left center field. First pitch here to Cody's a curveball on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. Puckett then took a wide turn around first base on the play. And Wilson Valdez tried to get cute on the cutoff, fired it over to first to try to catch Puckett in between first and second. As the 0-1 here to Cody's fouled off 0-2. But in doing so, Valdez wound up throwing the ball past Chad Tracy, and it rolled into the dugout for the Revolution. With Puckett having already established himself at first base, it wound up working out as a 2-base error. It advanced Puckett over to third, who then came home to score on a bloop RBI single from Jan Vasquez. The 0-2 here to Cody just misses outside. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball did not miss by much. Buzz Albert's had a pretty inconsistent strike zone so far tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Slider, grounded up the middle, could be 2. Valdez onto second for 1. The turn to first in time for a highlight reel 6-4-3 double play. Valdez tossed it onto second with his glove, and Castro over at second base grabbed it with his bare hand and threw it on to first. That retires the side. No runs for Long Island. On 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last licks for the Revolution as they trail 7-1 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, this is pitcher Eric Neeson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey Ducks fans, your recreation destination this year is The Rinks at Hidden Pond Park. The Rinks features 2 full-size ice rinks, a 97-acre summer day camp, a New York State licensed preschool academy, and a wide variety of birthday party options. Learn to skate, join one of many hockey leagues, swim in an Olympic-sized pool, and enjoy all the fun that The Rinks has to offer. Visit us today at 660 Terry Road in Hauppauge, or check us out online at therinks.com. The Rinks, your recreation destination.
All 2,000 of us at PSEG Long Island care deeply about our communities. Our company has a long-standing commitment to giving back. And our people, along with our energy efficiency and renewable energy programs, are helping to improve the businesses and towns we all call home. Learn more about how we're working together to better serve our communities. Visit us at psegLINY.com/community.
Bob Zimmerman's the new pitcher for Long Island as we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Ducks 3 outs away from taking the series finale against the York Revolution and finishing off this road trip on a positive note. Zimmerman here will work against the 6, 7, 8 batters for the Rebs. Ophelio Castro, Sean Smith, and Steve Salkowski due up. 7 runs on 13 hits, no errors for Long Island. 1 run on 7 hits and 3 errors for the Revolution. And Bob Zimmerman here on the mound. Zimmerman making his first appearance in a while, since July 31st against the Bridgeport Bluefish. And he'll look to keep the Revolution off the scoreboard. First pitch to Ophelio Castro, fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1. Zimmerman has only appeared in 3 games in really the last 3 weeks for the Ducks as Castro flies 1 foul down the right field line, 0-2. On the season, Zimmerman is 0-1 in 8 appearances, 2 starts, with a 4.43 ERA over 20 and a third innings of work. allowed 21 hits while striking out 11 and walking 15. From the windup here, the 0-2 to Castro. Fastball just misses off the plate, 1-2. Castro's 0 for 3 today. Popped out to second base in the second, grounded out to short in the fourth, and struck out swinging in the sixth. The 1-2 here to Castro is lined over to second, over Cody Puckett, and into right field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for Ophilio Castro, and it marks the third time tonight that the Revolution have had the leadoff base runner on. Now that'll bring up Sean Smith. The Rebs will need a big rally here if they want to come back into the ball game. Zimmerman will work from the stretch as Sean Smith steps in. Smith's 1 for 3 today, had a base hit in the second, grounded out to short in the fourth, and grounded out to second base in the sixth. Also has a stolen base. Stole third on an impressive delayed steal back in the second inning. First pitch here misses outside, 1-0. The wind continuing to blow from right to left, and now some light rain beginning to fall here at Santander Stadium. We've been expecting the rain all night long, and it's finally arriving. But here we are in the bottom of the ninth inning as the fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. The storm system had slowly been moving in towards York all night long, and it's held off until the bottom of the ninth, but now we're starting to see the beginning of the rain. Still just a light drizzle to this point as the fastball to Smith's on the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. Nothing hard just yet, but hopefully that holds off long enough for us to get the final 3 outs of this ball game and finish off this road trip. A road trip that has not been hurt by weather at all to this point, but the fastball here from Zimmerman misses upstairs and the count moves to 3-1. Castro leads off of first base. Solkowski awaits on deck. Zimmerman comes set. He'll work from the stretch here, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Smith out in front of the changeup. And that'll run the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Ducks grabbed an early lead in the top of the second inning of tonight's ball game on a 2-run home run from Adam Bailey. Long Island has never trailed. It was 2-0 in the top of the second. The Ducks doubled their lead to 4-0 in the third as Smith grounds one foul here. In the third inning, it was a solo home run from Phelan Lentini and an RBI single from Lou Ford, which doubled the lead and put the Flock in front 4-0. Long Island would add 2 more runs in the top of the fifth to take a 6-0 lead on an RBI single from Lou Ford and a sacrifice fly from Adam Bailey. Ford with 2 runs batted in tonight's ball game. Bailey with 3 RBI. The Ducks would lead 6-0 before the Rebs would finally get on the scoreboard in the bottom of the sixth, as here Smith takes the fastball inside for ball 4. Zimmerman has allowed the first 2 batters of the inning to reach base. That'll bring Jan Vasquez out to the mound to talk things over. It'll be the first timeout used by Long Island tonight, as this will not result in a pitching change. And the Ducks hadn't made any previous meetings on the mound in tonight's ball game. And now Steve Solkowski will be the batter. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Long Island currently on top by 6 runs. So the Revolution would need to put 3 more runners on base to bring the tying run to the plate. Solkowski so far tonight is 0 for 3, hasn't looked strong at the dish. Right-handed batter against Zimmerman here. First pitch changeup at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. You have Castro leading off of second base with solid speed. Smith off of first with excellent speed. Solkowski now is the only player in this York Revolution lineup, or one of 2 players, in the lineup tonight, who has yet to reach base. The 0-1 to Solkowski is popped up along the infield. Foul territory, third base side. Brendan Harris ranges over, and he reaches out to make the catch in front of the Ducks dugout for the first out. So now 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that'll bring up the number 9 batter in the order, Alberto Espinoza. The lone run of the ball game for the Revs came in the bottom of the 6th inning on a leadoff solo home run from Chad Tracy. Sean Garceau, the Ducks starting pitcher tonight, worked 7 strong innings in which he allowed just that 1 run on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Garceau's in line for what would be his 10th win of the season. Zimmerman trying to finish things off as the slow slider breaks in for a called strike here to Espinoza, 0-1. Espinoza's 1 for 3 today, singled back in the 2nd inning, flew out to right field in the 5th, struck out swinging in the 7th. The 0-1. Swung on and lifted to center field shallow. Evan Crawford, who came in as the pinch hitter for Lou Ford in the top of the 9th, makes the catch. Holding at second base is Ophelio Castro, and now the Revolution are down to their final out of the ballgame. So the last chance to continue things here at Santander Stadium will rest on the shoulders of Justin Green, who's 1 for 3 today. He's been on base 2 times. Singled in the 5th, drew a walk in the 7th. Rain's starting to pick up a little harder now in York. Some fans breaking out the umbrellas, some of the ponchos. Still just a harder drizzle, nothing too strong just yet. Rain's expected to pick up as the night progresses, as the curveball here to Green drops in for a called strike, 0-1. The original forecast called for the rain to arrive at roughly 10 o'clock. So we've been playing under the assumption that we'd get tonight's ball game in all night long, and it looks like we'll be able to do so. The 0-1 to Green. Fastball misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilson Valdez awaits on deck. Infield plays back with 2 out. The outfield deep against Green, who certainly has a lot of pop. Leads the Atlantic League in hitting with a .372 batting average entering tonight's ballgame. The 1-1 from Zimmerman. Curveball comes inside and hits Green in the head. Hopefully everything's all right. No ill intent there from Bob Zimmerman, as that ball just got away from him. Green gives the thumbs up to the Revolution dugout, and he'll slowly walk down to first base. Always a scary moment when a player gets hit in the head, but Green seems to be all right. The bases are now loaded with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. And now Valdez will come to the plate. The first hit batsman of tonight's ball game. Castro moves to 3rd on the play, and Sean Smith over to 2nd. And the Revolution would need to bring 2 more runners on base to bring the tying run to the plate. They trail 7-1 with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th, and the bases loaded. Zimmerman trying to finish off this ball game and salvage this series for Long Island. Infield continues to play back with 2 out against Valdez, who's 1 for 4 tonight. First pitch changeup misses low, blocked by Vasquez in the left-handed batter's box, 1-0. The Ducks are 2-3 on this road trip so far. They took 2 of 3 against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium over the week. But have dropped the first 2 games here at Santander Stadium, trying to end that 2-game skid. Some movement now in the Ducks bullpen, as the 1-0 to Valdez is lined to short. Lyons will play it on a hop. His throw to second's in time, and that's the ball game. Bob Zimmerman finishes things off. Sean Garceau works 7 strong innings as the Ducks defeat the York Revolution by a final score of 7-1. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap up the night that was as the Ducks salvage this 3-game series with a final score of 7-1 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Bobby Blevins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on Earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit FireIslandFerries.com.
Bring your birthday to the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available for the 2014 season. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And welcome back to Santander Stadium here in York, Pennsylvania, where the Ducks defeat the York Revolution by a final score of 7-1. With the win, Long Island overall this season improves to 52-49 on the season, 12-20 in the second half, while the York Revolution fall to 58-43 overall, 17-15 in the second half this season. The winning pitcher for tonight's ballgame is Sean Garceau. He improves to 10-3 overall this year, while Jorge Martinez takes the loss. He drops to 5-7. No save is recorded in the ballgame. Well, time to go over the game recap here on the Nicolak post-game show. It was Sean Garceau on the mound for Long Island against Jorge Martinez for the Revolution. Garceau looking for his second consecutive win after he had defeated the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on Thursday. And things would get off to a nice start for the Ducks. After a 1-2-3 top of the first inning, Sean Garceau would allow consecutive two-out base hits to Eric Patterson and Chad Tracy in the bottom of the first, but would force Travis Garcia to ground out to second base to retire the side and keep the game scoreless. Long Island would then take advantage in the top of the second inning against Jorge Martinez. Bill Hall would lead things off with a base hit, and then Adam Bailey with an opposite field two-run home run, his second home run in as many nights. Gives him 14 home runs on the season, and that put the Ducks in front 2-0. The Revolution would squander another opportunity in the bottom of the second inning. Once again, they had runners on the corners with two out, but it was Justin Green this time striking out swinging to retire the side and keep the Ducks in front. Long Island once again capitalized themselves in the next half inning. After Dan Lyons lined out to short to begin the inning, Phelan Lentini lifted his fourth home run of the season, a solo shot over the arch nemesis in straightaway left field to increase the Ducks' lead to 3-0. A couple of batters later, after Brendan Harris doubled to left center, Lou Ford brings him home with a base hit to center field. It was Ford's first of 3 hits in the ballgame and his 67th run batted in of the season at the time, and that increased the Ducks' lead to 4-0. Sean Garceau would settle down nicely, record scoreless third and fourth innings, and then in the top of the fifth, the Ducks would add to their lead once again. Phelan Lentini led off by popping out to the first baseman Chad Tracy. Brendan Harris then walked. Lou Ford with an RBI double to deep right center field. And then a couple of batters later, after Jorge Martinez was ejected from the ballgame for arguing balls and strikes, Adam Bailey would lift a sacrifice fly to right field, scoring Ford from third and putting the Ducks in front 6-0. Martinez's final line, he went 4 1/3 innings, allowing 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. He threw 77 pitches, 54 strikes. So the Ducks were leading 6-0. The Revolution would get their lone run of the ballgame in the bottom of the 6th when Chad Tracy lifted a leadoff solo home run to left center field, his 15th of the season. That made it 6-1 at the time. Sean Garceau would stay in the ballgame, finish off the 6th and 7th innings by keeping the Revolution off the scoreboard. In Garceau's final line, he went 7 innings, allowing just that 1 run earned on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Threw 124 pitches over those 7 innings, 75 for strikes. So with Garceau out after the 7th, the Ducks would add an insurance run in the top of the 8th. Cody Puckett led off with a base hit, then advanced to third base on a 2-base throwing error from the shortstop Wilson Valdez. After Joash Brodin popped up to the first baseman Chad Tracy, Jan Vasquez brought Puckett home on an RBI single to shallow right. That increased the Ducks' lead to 7-1 and provided the final score of the ballgame. The Ducks would load the bases in the top of the 9th, but did not capitalize as Cody Puckett grounded into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. In the bottom of the 9th, against Bob Zimmerman, the Revolution would load the bases as well, but Wilson Valdez would ground out to short to retire the side, keep the Revolution off the scoreboard, and the Ducks won it by a final score of 7-1. So we'll take another break here on the postgame show. When we come back, hand out the Nicolak Player of the Game honors. And then check the out-of-town scoreboard for one final time as the Ducks defeat the Revolution by a final score of 7-1 on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey fans, this is infield Sergio Miranda, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicolak paving stones and walls. Nicolak specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicolak. Visit the Nicolak Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicolak.com.
Let Nicolak Pavers, Nicolak Pavers, pave your way.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
And welcome back to Santander Stadium for the final time tonight and the final time on this 6-game road trip. Mark Schwartz here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. Once again, the Long Island Ducks defeat the York Revolution 7-1 to salvage this 3-game set. The Ducks now 3-3 overall on this 6-game road trip. They'll head home starting tomorrow with a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Sugar Land Skeeters and 3 against the Somerset Patriots. Time to hand out now the Nicolak Player of the Game honors. A tough choice, as a lot of Ducks batters and Sean Garceau were certainly strong on the mound. But tonight, the Nicolak Player of the Game is Lou Ford. Yes, Garceau went 7 strong innings, earning his 10th win of the season, and Adam Bailey had 3 RBI, so a very tough decision. But the Nicolak Player of the Game goes to Lou Ford. Ford goes 3 for 4 from the plate with 2 runs batted in, a double, and a run scored. So Lou Ford is your Nicolak Player of the Game. Nicolak retaining walls and paving stones, a company synonymous with quality and service in the manufactured concrete industry for almost 50 years. Check the out-of-town scoreboard in the Atlantic League one final time, as 2 games have gone final now in the Atlantic League, 2 games still currently underway. The Sugar Land Skeeters defeated the Somerset Patriots 8-2 earlier today in a camp day over at TD Bank Ballpark. Of course, the Ducks here defeat the Revolution 7-1. The other 2 games currently active in the Atlantic League, the Lancaster Barnstormers currently leading the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 7-1 in the top of the 7th inning at Regency Furniture Stadium, a score that does not favor the Ducks, as they're fighting with the Barnstormers for wild card positioning in the Atlantic League. And the other game currently underway in the top of the 8th inning, the Bridgeport Bluefish currently on top of the Camden River Sharks 8-1 at the top of the 8th inning at the ballpark at Harbor Yard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So that'll pretty much wrap things up for us here from Santander Stadium. Once again, the final score is the Long Island Ducks 7 and the York Revolution 1. Sean Garceau gets his 10th win of the season. He improves to 10-3. Jorge Martinez falls to 5-7. Be sure to join us for our next broadcast. That'll come tomorrow over at Bethpage Ballpark as the Ducks begin a 3-game series with the Sugar Land Skeeters. Mitch Talbot will take the mound for Long Island against Clint Everts for Sugar Land. Mike Pollock will have the call for you on the Ducks official YouTube channel with live audio and video streaming at youtube.com/DucksBaseball and liducks.com as well. So, for everyone involved with the broadcast, I'm Mark Schwartz signing off from York, Pennsylvania. Have a pleasant rest of your Monday evening, everybody. Good night.